are listening to Russell Brand on Six Music. I am who that is. This is Six Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He's in charge of them switches. You alright, Matt?
Not really. I've got a cold. Got a cold.
Look at don't do them noises down the radio. That was the Kinks then, Lola of course. Nice, isn't it, to listen to the Kinks?
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I wonder who that is over in the corner of the room. There's a little man. There's a little man in the corner of a room. What's your name?
Oh, good morning.
It's little Trevor Locke. It's little Cocky Locky. Trevor Cocky. Should we applaud Trevor Locke for being back here? Hooray! Trevor Locke has come back.
Well, thank you. That's
Trevor.
Thank you.
Trevor's back. Trevor's back.
Yeah.
Let's just get a few things off our chest. Matt, don't blow your nose.
yeah.
Come on, don't ruin
sorry.
Trevor's homecoming. Matt's jealous because Trevor's back and he's enjoyed having a lot more attention, so he's spoiling it by feigning a cold. I bet when you were growing up, Matt, all the time, I bet if it was your sister's birthday, I bet you overdosed on Tixie Licks.
You know, we had to have, when it was one of our birthdays, we had to have unbirthday presents for the other ones.
Because I said that's why when I bought him a couple of poetry books yesterday, because of him coming back and everything being okay with Trevor's life, I had to buy you that punk book, because I thought, Matt will be jealous.
That makes me want to keep that book.
You left it, you ungrateful little pig. Right. Trevor, you're back here, are you alright?
I'm alright, yeah, I'm very well. Yeah.
Eat your fudge, Trev. We'll just get that.
Just get these things out.
Eat your fudge. Trevor, victimise you. Turn your phone off, Trev. We're victimising you. Get in your box, Trev. Glad you're back. Happy to have you back, Trev.
It's lovely to be back. It's a little bit different though, isn't it?
Well, we'll be honest, Trev, the show improved dramatically in your absence. The standard of the content rocketed, and seems like you're a university-educated boffin. It's odd. Stop touching that microphone, Matthew. Leave it alone. Wait till there's a record on it. I can hear it. So
we have slipped down the pod charts.
What?
Yes.
We've slipped down the pod charts.
I'm not saying it's a coincidence.
It is a coincidence. To what number?
And I think we're at number 4 now.
Well, we're behind.
I left this show.
I'll tell you why that is. It's because the BBC make people download off of the BBC website. So I think what you'll find is we're getting more people downloading it, but they're downloading it off the BBC website instead of iTunes, which would mean we'd be up at the top of the old charts.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so, mate, because, like, there is no BBC
Let's just ignore
chart.
the iTunes chart. Let's not play their little game.
Let's not play their sordid little iTunes game. People are listening to the show. People are enjoying it. Right, so on the show today we're going to be talking about fear, which I think we have done before.
I know.
We've done fear before, so we'll talk about, you know, irrational fears. We'll answer any of your questions. Perhaps you might have welcome back messages to Trevor. It's a bit odd, though. Trevor is now sort of staring vacantly into space. He looks all a bit confused.
Staring at you?
It looked vacant. Often, when a football team buys back a player they've sold, West Ham frequently do that, Lee Bowyer, Frank McAvenny, when they come back, things are never quite the same. And, you know, you can see with Trevor, he's going to have trouble readjusting.
You didn't sell me, though, did you? It was not like I went to Chris Moores' show or something like that.
No, Trevor, it wasn't like that. If only it had been. So, Trevor, you're back now. That's the main thing. We've got you here. We shall look after you. We shall cherish you.
I can't even see him. He's behind a speaker for me.
Well, that's all right.
It's just like he's not come back.
It's just the same as it always was, Matt. It's just a ridiculous little bespectacled man.
With a pink shirt.
Wearing ridiculous clothes. Why are you wearing
That's not ridiculous, is it? Pink
You can't wear a pink shirt with a blue jacket and a blue tie.
and black trousers and black shoes, and little pixie shoes with brown bits on them. He's dressed up sort of like a Playboy written by Tolkien. That's what you look like, Trev.
This is a nice look.
You look ridiculous.
I don't look ridiculous.
You certainly do.
Too,
old. So hold on. Right, we've got loads of emails and stuff to talk about. Noel Gallagher will be on the show later. Matt's going to do a cultural review. We're confident it's the best cultural review he's ever done.
I've been really ill and I haven't been out.
He said he's reviewing culture. Trevor, are you going to do your Sonic Enigma again?
Well, yes, although it's going to be like your Sonic Enigmas.
What, you're doing it live?
No, it's going to be rubbish.
Oh!
No, I'm going to do it live.
Spiteful, vindictive,
I'll do it live.
poisonous little man. We stand by you. And then you insult us when you come back. You're doing it live, are you?
I'll do it live, yeah.
So a lot of people were saying that me and Matt's Sonic Enigmas were better, weren't they, Matt?
They were saying that, actually,
Were they?
yeah.
I don't think anyone said
A lot of people were saying Trev's Sonic Enigmas seem pretty pale, pretty jaded.
I think we've learned that they're best to do live anyway.
I don't think so.
Recorded.
Yeah, that one last week where I broke a clock. That was good, wasn't
That
it?
was very good.
Clock
Didn't
got
go
broke.
to the news.
Didn't go to the news. There's been a lot since you've gone away, actually, Trev. There's been a lot of rebellion happened. Matt did pinch my skin over the news,
By
didn't you?
accident.
I listened to
Terrible
that.
accident.
I was listening to that one.
Where did you listen to the show when you weren't on the show?
I was listening to it in my dad's house near the piano. but on the
Your
Conservative.
dad's house is near a piano. Would your dad live in a shoebox? Your family little mice, Trevor.
It was a sunny day, and I was half on the patio, half in the lounge, and
What?
Yeah.
Half in a patio, half in a lounge.
Well, I couldn't.
Yeah,
The
that-
news wouldn't stretch far
Self-subdivide.
enough.
Are you an
Just said you
amoeba?
listened to it at your dad's house.
He's got a digital radio.
Why
and
did you confuse everything? Half in the patio, half in the lounge,
I had a
half in
mental
the
picture.
tower.
Oh God!
It's ridiculous. What?
I'm
It's
painting
an umbrella.
My last is by the stool. I'll speak to you in riddles while swimming in a pool. Trevor, you've got to start being a little bit more honest, otherwise you can't stay on this radio show. Right, so we have, should we listen to good old Johnny Cash now?
Yes, let's listen to
We'll
that.
listen to good old Johnny Cash. I would personally like to dedicate this track to a certain young man who has come around. That young man is Trevor Cockedy-Lockety, ain't he?
Yes.
Should we dedicate this to Trevor?
Yeah.
Right, so later on there'll be a culture review. Noel Gallagher's going to be on the show. He's probably listening now in the countryside with his girlfriend. Poor sod, bumbling around in his dressing gown, all baffled by the world. But now, let's listen to, just listen to Johnny Cash. Oh, how confusing! I wonder why a thing like that would happen at the end of Johnny Cash. Trevor, have you cursed the studio?
No, not at all. I was just interested by that tune by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about his religious, philosophical beliefs? Because that sounded quite.
Right, well, I mean,
he was laying out
it would have
philosophy.
been
He's obviously a
a
Christian
cover,
man.
so, you know...
It's
I
not
don't-
a cover.
Well, he wrote that.
Yeah, it's one of the
original
last songs he
Johnny
wrote.
Cash.
He wrote that.
Yes.
Kick against pricks.
That was
Trimming
the one.
wicks.
It sounded
That's a Nick
Calvinistic
Cave
to me.
song.
Sort of like he believed in predestination.
Look at Trev trying to get all clever
Trevor,
because he
don't
heard the
try-
show's been
Righteous
clever.
be righteous, let the filthy be filthy.
Here's a nice question.
Who is the man? Is it Jesus, the man coming round?
He's going to be some sort of man who's telling people to go to heaven or get
It's
to
not the
hell.
milkman, is it?
Neil from Northern China sent us a question. Who is more expendable, Trevor or Matt? And if you had to get rid of one of them, who would you most like to become the third member of the troupe? Well, easy to answer that question because we lived without Trevor for a few weeks, and if anything, the show improved. Trevor! Trevor is much more expendable than Matt. Also, Matt does technical things that are very tricky to achieve. So, Trevor is much more expendable, and if we had to... who would be a nice third member for the troupe? Who could we have?
Instead of Trevor?
Instead of Trev, they don't have to have Trev-like qualities, this mystery. Look at his little face. Trevor's not expendable, he's lovely. We adore him. Oh, I've missed you. Don't you ever leave us again, Trevor Locke. Hold on a minute, this is from Paul Taylor. Paul Taylor goes, last week while walking my dog, I found a large sum of money in a Tesco carrier bag down a hole in the field near my house.
Wow.
Inside the bag was about £1,000 in £5 notes and an old copy of the News of the World with a story about you on the biz page thingy. How strange, I thought, Russell Brand in a newspaper. Ah, that's sarcasm. The other week you had the topic of destruction. Well, I'm currently destroying my relationship by having a fling at work. Not good. Oh no, you idiot telling us that,
weird
Paul.
email.
It is weird. I think that's all true as well.
Well, Paul's not his real name. That's the first thing we can deduce, because why would he out himself?
Why
on the
would he
radio?
out himself? But even if he's not called Paul, anyone who's got a boyfriend who's just recently I just found a Tesco carrier bag full of money, then
I
that's...
reckon I will know what that money is.
What?
That's a kiss and tell. That's the money a girl got from a kiss and tell that put you in the paper, and she
Right.
just buried it with the evidence in a...
She felt guilty. She thought, well, what have I done? Tarnishing the
I
reputation.
don't think they pay them in £5 notes.
I think that's the rule. I think that's how tabloids do it.
They do. It's not like the great train robbery, Trev. It's not dirty cash I want you, dirty cash I need you owe. So, anyway, you know that I've changed my lifestyle, haven't I?
I know, I've heard. Under great pressure from Uncle Trev and Uncle Matt.
I've changed my lifestyle now. The old womanising Russ of yore is a figure of fantasy, mystery, and he exists no more. Cooper! Cooper's telling me that I should go back to my womanising. Yes, Cooper, you're right. It is fun to have multiple partners and no commitment. But I must soldier on. From now on, it's
So
a
what are
life...
the changes you've actually made?
Well, I've stopped sleeping with people.
Have you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You haven't slept with anyone?
Not slept with anyone.
For how long?
What time
in
is it?
hours.
That 2 days.
Do you mean having sex? You stopped having sex with them?
I have, Trev, yeah.
Wow.
So ever such
But do you go to bed
Fun.
on your own?
Huh?
Do you go to bed on your own?
Yeah, there I am with Morrissey the cat. He's obviously wearing a nightie that he didn't have to wear before. It's very uncomfortable in that negligee. But he's happy to suffer for the cause. The reason mostly is, not because I think there's anything morally wrong with it, I think that it doesn't matter as long as no one's getting upset.
Isn't it? It's your cat.
It's my cat, it's alright, he knew the rules when I got him.
Who's at
Cooper! Is Cooper, Matt? As well you know. And if Cooper has a message for old Russ, then old Russ must respond. Right, I sent a message to Noel Gallagher going simply, you up, and Noel Gallagher, the wag that he is, has sent back, no, full stop. Like how you imagine Noel Gallagher would be before you met him, he's behaving like that, because really he's all friendly and lovely, isn't he, and all bright and surprising.
Unless he's got a Cooper who answers for him while he's asleep.
He might have his own Cooper! Alright, Cooper, that's great, alright, yeah, I will let me brother be in the band.
What would it be called though, not Cooper?
His one would be, what was his one? His one would be called Scally or something, wouldn't it?
Monkey.
Ragbag or something awful and something, you know, that indicates the way the man lives his life, I suppose. So anyway, yeah, I've made some changes, but mostly because I'm sick of reading about it and hearing about it and being constantly associated. Like, if people...
You are!
But like, if you listen to this radio show, then you know, like, don't talk about sex that much on this radio show, only through the refracted lens of media.
It wasn't making you happy, was it,
It wasn't making me happy, Matt, was it? No, I've got to make changes now. Nana's got to be happy, ain't she, dear? She's got a right to be happy, don't she? So, yeah, good. Settle down, make some changes.
So how long do you reckon it will last?
Just till when I get married, have some children and that.
When do you think that will be?
Well, can't talk about it in those unrealistic terms.
What unrealistic terms? I'm allowed to have children.
Settle down and have a baby.
He's the marrying age now.
31, let's have a couple of the old kiddie winks.
He's not, he's beyond that, mate. He's driving a sports car with a ponytail. Missed out on it, age.
Stop it! I'm not prematurely aged and tragic. Hello, Russell, Matt, and hopefully Trev, says this cockeyed optimist Lindsay in North Wales. I've got a few unusual fears. Usual one, spiders' heights, but I have a strange irrational fear. I fear veins.
Can I just say?
What?
Before we did irrational fears, but this time we're doing fear.
Yeah, fear.
So it's not just a repeat.
It can be rational. What?
Last time it was things like people were scared of mushrooms talking in adverts and things.
People were scared of mushrooms.
This
Someone was scared of their own belly button. That was like that young lady who runs the fan site, young Jenny May.
Yeah.
Yes, but now these are more irrational.
Doing normal fears.
No, rational.
Hold on a minute. Veiny arms and feet make me sick, and my wrists hurt. And when people have a vein, which you can see in their forehead, I can't look them in the face. Just the thought at the moment is turning my stomach. I can't let people take my pulse or vice versa. I've done a first aid course in the past and gone a bit hysterical when someone tried to take my pulse. I have no idea where this fear has come from. All I know is I've always had it. Love you loads, Lindsay in North Wales.
Mortality, it's just blood. She's
scared of blood.
That is irrational. We shouldn't have read that out.
We shouldn't have never read that. Cooper did try to divert me, but
I'm scared of dogs.
Are you?
Yeah.
But that's a sensible fear,
yeah,
isn't it? Given
that's what we're talking about. Rational
what
fears.
happened?
I've been bitten by dogs twice.
Yeah, you had it off with a couple. Do you remember that when, when you just sat in a little car seat when you were 4 or 5, and his man come back to the car, and there was a dog getting it on.
And Alsatian was having sex with me when I was not having sex with me, but
do you remember this vividly, Matt?
No, I was told about it by my family. My neighbours going, "Oh, we're very worried about you. Couple of days you weren't right after this." And I said, "What?
Couple of days? 3 decades have passed and you're still a bit odd."
I know.
So when do you see a dog now, how does it make you feel?
Just randy.
You lovely, special little man. Right, so...
I had a girlfriend who fancied dogs.
Oh, well, that don't surprise me, Trev. She was going out with you. She's already way off kilter when it comes to matters of taste. She's already prepared to accept a man who essentially is one. So what, go on, she fancies dogs.
Do you remember Ella Kenyon?
Oh, yeah, I remember Ella Kenyon.
Yeah, well, she
was an actress. She
had a dog.
You just said that on the radio. She's a real person.
No, she's a real person. It wasn't her. I'm just saying, Ella Kenyon's an actress. She had a dog called Jack. My ex-girlfriend fancied Jack.
Why did the dog
Jack the dog?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why? Well, she
didn't fancy it.
She did. She came up to me and she said, "Trevor, I really find Jack sexually attractive."
Well, that's not very pleasant, is it, Trevor? Trevor, while you were gone, we were talking about Sophocles,
Why is someone
Sartre...
who's got a name like Ella Kenyon got a dog with a much more normal name? Jack.
Ella's not that unusual name,
wasn't it?
Second.
She's not called Ella Kenyon. Ella Kenyon living in an onion, looking at a bunion in Kenya. She ain't that.
Oh, right.
That's who she is. She's just called Ella, like Ella Fitzgerald.
I thought Ella Kenyon was.
Or Eloise Inwood, who at my school, right, like early on.
Inwood?
Eloise Inwood, yeah. Right, right, guess what? It was at school, it was the first day, and then they tell you how to set a page. Right, write the date in that corner, title in the middle, and your name in that corner. And then the teacher...
Nazis,
Mr. Davis, yeah, they were Nazis. Mr. Davis goes, for example, if you're Eloise Inwood, you write Eloise Inwood in the right corner, date over there, title in the middle. Don't write Eloise Inwood if you're not Eloise Inwood, he specified. Kerry Lawrence, Kerry Lawrence, who spent her whole life stinking of Milky Bars, other chocolates are available, then wrote Eloise Inwood at the top of her one.
Yeah.
Like as if Eloise Inwood was a standardised thing, even though it'd been specified.
Yeah, but she drifted off.
Admit it was you.
I smell
First stage to move on.
I smell of Milky Bars. And she always had bits of Milky Bars all around her mouth. She smell of Milky Bars. Oh, like, you know, coagulated Milky Bars, like when people have taken too much drugs and they've got all that coagulated stuff in the corners of their mouths.
I don't think that was Milky Bars.
I don't know if it's I think it's to do with drugs. But Kerry Lawrence's was Milky Bars. She, hold on a minute.
Just spit.
She smells of Milky Bars. She's got
nice.
Coagulated Milky Bar looking stuff. The Milky Bars are on me.
Literally.
Yeah, they're oozing out of my face. So anyway, I just was wound up by a bit.
Really?
Yeah, I just wanted you to know.
Let it go.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just move on from that now.
Well, I don't think you should use their real names.
They don't mind. It'd be
Kerry,
good
if
for
you're
them.
listening...
Kerry Lawrence won't be listening because, you know, something. Was it like if you go to normal primary school, did you have people at your primary school you thought, these people shouldn't be here? A little bit.
Hold on,
What,
where's
like?
this going?
Well, I
old
mean,
people.
like, were there, like, integration? Not talking about racially, obviously, like, racially, all, you know, everyone there,
I don't know what you mean.
the world's a great big melting pot. I'm sure there were kids at my school, not naming no names,
You've just named some names.
that shouldn't have been, like, should have had a facility better to cater better for their individual needs.
Adult education?
No.
Who's talking?
What? I was a good student.
I bet you went to school in a little pair of tights. Little scripts in your hand.
Hello, I'm here and I've learned this song from Annie.
Teacher, some of these children should be at another school for special children.
Whereas I must now do a ballad. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet you $1. Yeah, I was bright as a button. I was. as a
What, so
child.
yeah, but why
I'm
did
just
they go to a
saying,
different
Matthew.
school?
I think that there's something going on with the education system.
Oh, please.
No,
this is
some
too-
children
no.
were...
They had strange voices, some of them.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm just saying. Oh, listen, send please 64046. Support me in this. I
Don't
know.
support him in this.
No,
Embrace
it sounds
difference.
awful.
Be
I'm saying
inclusive.
embrace difference,
Love.
but I'm saying that
Let's spread a bit of love.
I'm spreading love,
No,
Trevor.
You're not. You're spreading hate towards people who can't put the
With
date in the
different
right corner.
voices.
Just saying, wouldn't have been happier in a pen.
Oh, my God.
I'm joking. I'm just saying that it seemed odd when I was a lad. I'm not
Hal,
saying it
yeah, but
now.
you're speaking about it so vaguely. I don't know what you're saying. They had funny voice.
There were
What are you saying?
educationally subnormal children at my school.
Right. There, you've said
I can
it.
believe that. You know, grew up in an area of the country where perhaps, you know, that was...
Trevor, you snob.
Yeah, you stuck up. You're from Northampton or somewhere awful.
I think
happened
that's
to me.
probably good for those children to be educated among other children.
Exactly.
that
What
didn't
about
have those
Russ
problems.
growing up wasting his time while people have to say that's not even your name, don't write other people's name at the top of the page. No wonder I've grown up a bit peculiar, a bit isolated, alienated with odd desires. Hi, Russell and Matt. See how quickly people move on, Trev. When I was about 12, me and a mate found a stash of porn mags round a park near where we lived. One was full of women that are older than 60. When my mate saw it, he went, ugh, this one must have been lying here for years. He obviously thought the women in the magazine had aged in the pages. Oh,
was making a joke.
what an idiot. That's
was
from
making a
Ross.
joke.
No, that's childish logic.
I like that. That's really sweet. Because a lot of them porno mags do lie around for ages anyway. And thank you, Ross, for that contribution. Let's listen to some music.
Yes.
Should we
Larrikin Love.
Larrikin Love. Right, I bet I chose Annie because Happy as Annie. You know that film, Usual Suspects, where Kaiser Sose, he's picking all that information up from behind the cop who's interviewing him.
Yeah, you never go on about that.
I think that you take things from your environment and they inform you, even on a very immediate level, right? You know, a minute ago I did a musical number and I chose to do a number from Annie, and I reckon the reason was because the song is Happy as Annie. Don't sound all bored. It's interesting.
It's obvious that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, no, it's not obvious.
Especially
because
with you.
People, why? Why is it especially with me?
What
You
about
don't
when
have the imagination to think up of something that isn't in the room.
You vile, dirty little
I'm just
gypsy.
saying what we're all thinking.
You swarm of eels.
What about when
Yeah,
you were
there's no
going
eels.
for regression therapy?
Oh, right.
And I tried to seed in your mind something.
Oh,
which was
Frank.
Annie.
Right, I'll tell you what, right, let's, I went for regression therapy the other day, and all the way there in the car, Matt kept subtly mentioning Anne Frank, so that I would think that I was Anne Frank. Right, I'll tell you about that when we get back. Oh, quiet, I can hear a noise on the stairs. Play record. Okay, that one looking love happy as Annie. What we're going to have now can only be described as things. I've been dancing all the way through the news. Oh, Christ. I'm not through the news, I've been dancing through Larrikin Love.
Dancing.
What? Well, fortunately, it's been videoed, so future generations will be able to see exactly what it was I was doing. Let's have a listen to the news. Become the enemy, that was the Lemonheads there, like that. Even Dando fella like him. It's attractive, wasn't he?
Why did you suddenly like him? Did you used to like him in the day?
Yes, but mostly what I like is he's got some solo album about wine-coloured grass or something.
Have you ever
like
heard his impression of Morrissey? He did it on Top of the Pops once.
He did an impression?
Funny. You can see it on YouTube.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Was he deliberately actually doing an impression of Morrissey?
He did. I can't remember what song it is. Shame About Ray or whatever that album was. And he does a song, and then at the end he sings the last bit as Morrissey. It's a really good impression.
That's quite nice. I'd like to see that. Right, there's a text message here. We know when I was saying that thing about when I was a kid and other kids seeming educationally subnormal, there's a text message that says, the word we use now is inclusion, your views are horrible, there's nothing wrong with children with special needs being educated in mainstream school. Yeah, that's true. I was quite wrong, sorry. But I sort of meant like when I was a child it seemed mad. It's obviously a good idea.
I remember when we were being taught to read.
I'd like to apologise.
When you're being taught to read and write, and they go round, up and down and all that, sort of learning how to draw letters.
Up and down.
And some people took a long time to get it. But
why were little A's so different from capital A's?
And why
are little letters so different from capital letters? They've got no...
Do you remember...
Wow!
Do you remember when you learned the alphabet as A, B, K, D, F, G, and then suddenly they go, right, everything you've learned up till now
has been a lie.
This is the real alphabet. A, B,
oh no! Stop! It's too much! What was that nonsense before? And those people you thought were your parents, they're imposters. Now go into the rabbit hutch. Those M&Ms on the rabbit hutch floor, they're for you. No! It's all too terrible. We're recording DVD extras for my stand-up DVD that's coming out on 20th November, so we're filming this now, right? So Adam, our producer's put branding, Six Music branding in the background, completely superfluously. And we're making an extra effort. Matt's obviously had his hair permed, spent ages with the senseless vanity that governs his life. Yes, you have. You preening ninny. Look at these questions.
Get on the mic.
Get on the mic!
Look at the size of your mic. How can you even get away from it?
Bigger than my head, this microphone I'm talking to, because, you know, often I move away from the microphone because I like to drift around. Hey, I'm a drifter. So
now they've given him a microphone. It's something that boxers use. Bag hanging there.
I'm gonna drop this little guy. I'll be like grease lightning, kid. So, social action campaign. I've got to fill in this thing for the BBC called Social Action Campaign. When Adam, the producer, handed it to me, he goes, this is for people who live on their own. Or something like
I don't
that.
think you're the right person after your views on education.
Oi! I'm saying it from the perspective of when I was a child, not now. Just saying it seemed, because of what I've done is I cast my mind back to the...
Too slow, go outside.
Listen, anyway, I've got to do this quiz. If you're single now, what's the best...
quiz?
It's a quiz, I thought. If you're single now, what's the best thing about it? If you're not, then what do you miss about single life? Oh, God, I don't know what I'm doing. When you've got time to yourself, what's your favourite thing to do? I like to stare at the wall and worry about dying. What was your most disastrous date? Oh, crikey, this is hard. Who was your first crush? Wonder Woman. If you had to write a Lonely Hearts ad, what would it say? God help me, I'm so very, very lonely. What's the worst chat-up line you've used or received?
Oh, God.
God help me, I'm so very, very lonely.
Very, very lonely.
What is this for?
I don't know, to help people.
Why? Who's it going to help?
I can't see how it helps. You made, you know, also the news, a lot of things.
It's for the news?
They should never have asked you.
Why?
It's a social action campaign.
It's a social action campaign.
What does that mean, it's a social action campaign?
Bit of the old social action, Trev. That's what we could do with.
I think it's the BBC trying to help people who are lonely.
Right.
Exactly that.
The BBC are trying to help people who are lonely?
Yeah, and so you're meant to be supportive of that instead of going, well, I love Wonder Woman. All this rubbish.
I did love Wonder Woman. She was nice, I thought. Though her pants
Surely
were too
it's
high.
got some information at the top of that questionnaire.
Social Action Campaign Week. Thursday the 19th to Sunday the 22nd. That's not even a week. It's not even a week.
Oh.
What kind of social action's that? They say it's not even it's even Social Action Campaign Week.
But if the week's
not even a week.
No, that's the week. The week's got other things in it. maybe, and that's the loneliness bit.
Well, it's already it's isolated the loneliness bit as really highlighting it.
There's the obesity weekend coming up.
That's huge. That should be spread out over a month, the obesity weekend. And then there's a tiny you're too thin half hour. Here's a question here from Driller. Driller! I'm not helping someone called Driller. Driller in Walthamstow. He goes, who do you vote for in local and general elections? I do not vote.
He's called Driller and he's asking the most mundane, boring question.
I am Driller, and I would like to know what cleaning products do you favour? Driller, I do not vote in elections because I don't agree with politics, think it's all a charade and all a great big lie and they're all the same and shouldn't vote because it's pointless and they're all just low old rubbish. What you should do, go down to polling stations on voting day, just run around with trousers and pants down, but don't actually take them off so that your legs are restricted by the trousers and pants, then trip over. Then outside the polling station there'll be loads of people floundering on the floor, all giggling and wetting themselves, and then I was just thinking, oh God, we can't keep up this fast no more, let's just abandon democracy. Trev, any views on that topic?
Oh, well, I don't agree with that course of action.
Why?
Because I think it would be uncomplicated, very complicated.
Be good.
Yeah. But I do agree, don't vote. My party doesn't exist.
Where's your party?
Well, it's the, free...
Trevor Lock chop people's heads off with a spade party.
No.
Well, like them. What was his mate's name? Jason Weathercoats?
Claricoats, get the name right.
Claricoats.
You and Jason Claricoats beheading blue tits with a spade.
I thought we'd moved on from this.
Not really, Trev, because a lot of people love English wildlife. Matt, do you vote?
I haven't done for a while.
What's the point in voting? I've never voted. There's no point in doing it.
My vote is never counted.
Why? Because who'd you vote for, Trev?
Well,
I bet you just write something in lipstick on the thing, like, would you go out of me?
I just write a little thing and then put it in. You've got to do something, haven't you?
Why?
I haven't bothered the last 2 times, but...
Well, it's silly. Don't be involved in it. I think no one bother voting.
I don't know where. I think I'm registered still at my parents' house.
They tried to register me for voting. I goes, I don't want to be registered. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, man, you fought back.
Yeah, man, kick against those tinkles.
In Australia, it's an offence. You get fined.
Get fined?
Yeah, if you don't vote.
Don't mention Australia in front of him, because we know what happened.
God.
I went to Australia. I fell off a boat.
Can I just say, Russell?
Mm-hmm.
When Australia's mentioned, you say that every time. I don't even think about it.
You say it, mate.
I
didn't learn that from myself. The fruit's better in Australia. You get an apple in Australia, you can really taste it. But your girlfriend don't love you when you go there. And Matt thinks that Australia is just that experience.
Oh, dear.
Never mentions the koalas, and I think they're very cute, and they do a difficult job, but no one ever gives them any praise, poor little guys. So happy that Trevor is back. On the subject of irrational fears, my brother is afraid of mayonnaise. Why, I wonder? Rational fears.
We're not on the subject of irrational fears.
People can just talk about whatever they want.
No, they can, but not here.
Blimey, Trevor. I'm pretty scared of pictures of a crime boy and girl that there used to be in the 70s, and there also used to be a picture of a woman with dark hair whose face was green. I'm scared of that as well. Yeah. I'm also scared of the dark. And when my flatmate is out, I leave the light on. I wish I hadn't admitted to this, says Francis from Bromley.
I used to be a bit scared, and I don't know if this is rational or not, of that test card girl who had a blackboard. And
I liked her.
She was a bit weird.
She was nice, her and a little clown.
Because it was just on, and it was like... You'd go to the telly, and the telly, even in the daytime.
That's what they were saying.
I used to watch that because I thought that she was live. I thought it was live, and I thought...
Before there'd be a result in the end.
No, I thought if I watched it long enough, I'd watch her blink. I'd see her blink or move or go away.
Mad fool, Trevor. She's not going to go and get a drink. Even if it was live, she's professional. Well, where is that woman now? Let's track her down.
Is she a real person, or was that a drawing?
No, she was real. And that clown was a bit of an oddball.
Yeah,
she had a Humpty Dumpty, actually.
Shame that there aren't test cards. It was good, isn't it? When telly nowadays, they go, I can't be bothered to follow a programme, put this on. How can they always put that on all the time? They could put anything. I'd put photos of myself.
At the end of the day, she go, night, everyone, and then play God Save the Queen.
They did. That wasn't that long ago. That's our lifetime,
don't they?
Well, thank you for watching telly.
They play Nightwave.
Turn off your TV now.
Go to bed.
Tells you what to do. It's social.
Stay out of trouble.
For God's sake, be careful. Don't trust people. Perhaps a man will come up to you and he'll say, oh, would you like to come into my house with me? But he might be a liar, for all you know. Anyway, here's the national anthem. Bye, I love you!
Remember those public information films we watched? watched where the government used to go, at night, go to bed, but turn things off first. Don't leave a light on. Don't turn your hairdryer off. That's stupid.
Don't leave the hairdryer on. You're not going to dry your hair in your dreams unless you really sweat a lot in the... All right, do leave it on, but keep one eye open as you sleep. Yeah, they're giving you advice on things that you don't need advice on.
Absolutely
Rugs.
ridiculous.
The fear of rugs. All right, fear of drugs, like and
Rugs.
Charlie and all that. But rugs aren't
bunch up.
And what about... If they could bunch up, you could skid across the floor. I mean, you probably think it's funny now, but when it happens and you break your leg, then you won't be laughing. I'll be laughing at you because I've already told you and you've ignored me. What's wrong with you? My wife doesn't love me anymore. I'm just doing this bloody voiceover. Oh, God, I'm so alone. I'm starting to get erections with the sound of my own voice. Be careful of erections. Oh, Christ. Bye! I like that, man. He was all right. Let's give him a new job. Let's get him on here instead of Trevor. That's who could replace Trevor.
Yeah,
the man that does public...
Needlessly worrying man.
Oh, he's trying to make us worried about everything.
Rugs
Stop
aren't
worrying.
dangerous. Rugs. I had a girlfriend who had a mum who had a house.
She had a mum?
You had a girlfriend who had a mum?
Yeah.
Because normally, if someone would go with Trevor, it's because they're from an orphanage. They weren't brought up properly.
And the front hallway was polished wood, really, really shiny, and they had rugs on it. And every time I went to visit, I'd forget, and I'd step on that thing and I'd go skidding.
Why did you not learn from pain, Trev, the way we're supposed to as human beings?
I don't know, because, I don't know, it's just, every time I just used to go in there and then skid a little bit and bump into things.
Skid about?
Yeah.
What kind of a boyfriend were you? That poor girl. You heard the kind of women Trevor goes out with? One that lives in a sort of an ice rink made of mahogany, one that fancies a dog. What's going on with these people? How do you select these people?
I like eccentric young ladies.
I got regressed into my past life, didn't I, Matt? Me and Matt went down the old regression shop for a bit of the old regressing. And on the way there, as I said before, Matt kept going, like, he just look out the window and go, Anne Frank. I go, what? what? There's nothing. And then, like, we talk a bit more and he go, yeah, Anne Frank, she used to just live upstairs. And then he told me lies about Anne Frank, like she lived in an airing cupboard.
I wanted to see if you... It's so suggestible and stupid, you'd lay there and go, oh, I'm a little girl in wherever Anne Frank was set.
Amsterdam. Here I am in Anne Frank, and oh no, it's Hair Flick. And I mixed up. No, shouldn't make light of the Holocaust. Of course, it was a terrible business, but we'd make it sort of, we're just mucking around. Now, oh yeah, but what I got regressed anyway.
It's very funny.
It was funny, wasn't it? I feel really embarrassed about it. He regressed me back. He goes, go back to childhood. And I'm going, oh yeah, I'm a child now.
You're a bit miserable when you're being regressed. a bit curt.
Was I curt?
He goes, can't tell me something nice about school. There's nothing nice.
There's nothing to say. It was a horrible business. Everyone smells of milky bars. I don't like it here.
I don't know if you've seen The Exorcist, but it was kind of similar to that.
We had spiring
he
around.
hovered up. Like that.
And then it goes back to a past life. He goes, right, what can you see?
I know, it was rubbish. Russell was clearly, how hypnotised were you on a scale of 1 to 1?
About round around the 1 mark. Well, I was actually, like, I was going, I'm in a medieval banqueting hall. I can see someone preparing some pheasants and some cheese and that. What are you wearing? I'm wearing, like, Hessian sackcloth.
What can you hear? I can hear the Blackadder theme tune.
Right, and I'm like, I surrender these medieval...
He goes, they're preparing a feast, but I'm an old crone and I'm not allowed to eat anything. And he goes, okay, what are they eating? He goes, pheasants. Like that. And then he did. He saw a feast being prepared of pheasants.
That's amazing.
And he goes, what's your name? And he goes, Candine. Candine, the little French woman.
Oh, the bloke. Then he goes, then like later on he goes, where are you now? Move forward a few years. He goes, I'm in a graveyard. He goes, are you working? What are you doing in that graveyard? I goes, I don't know, I'm just hanging out here. He goes, what are you doing? Are you working there? I goes, yeah, I think I goes, I hope I'm working here, otherwise what are you doing in a graveyard? I goes, I can see a crow.
I know, it was like...
that is a scene from Blackadder. That's Blackadder the second. Mostly
what
I remember
thought was
Blackadder.
stupid was, you didn't slip into the language of that character. You went, I'm just hanging out here.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have a fire then, my lord. I'm just here in the yard.
You should have made more of an effort.
Well, I don't know, I just felt silly because I was aware you were there. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you can properly get into it. Yeah, it is the wrong conditions.
Yeah, I said that. I said you need to go into a room on your own with him.
Yeah, I was nervous. I think
I think you were mildly hypnotised, but I think you... I don't know.
Yeah, and then the next bit goes, I'm in a magnificent, beautiful, I'm in a glorious jungle, there's a cascading waterfall. Oh, there's a panther called Bagheera and a big bear called Baloo. They're taking me on a walk.
There's a monkey who wants the secret of man's red fire.
What he desires is man's red fire, and that's what's bothering him. I just remembered things like the Jungle Book, the daft things I've seen on telly. It's silly, really.
There's a girl here, she's swimming around, she's all brown and that. And he goes,
Father singing in the forest. I'm that girl from Jungle Book.
What's she wearing? He goes, not much.
I think so. That went all cheeky and Ben Hill, didn't
A little carry-on memory.
Blimey, I wouldn't mind a couple of few of those. Couple of jungle coconuts. I don't mind if I do.
So all in all, it was a bit silly.
Yeah, but I think anyway, we'll talk about that on our telly programme on Tuesday. Should we listen to, what are we going to listen to? Some nice bit of the old music?
I think so.
We'll listen to Ian Jury and the Blockheads, Sweet Jean Vincent. This is them in a session. I wonder who they're in this session with. We'll find out. We'll tell you all about it when we return. Text us stuff on 64046. Coming up, Trevor Sonic Enigma, Matt Morgan's Culture. Actually, my mum saw, my mum wants to do a culture review. Let's get my mum on. She'll do a great culture review. Right, and then, that's that then. Noel Gallagher will be on the phone a bit later, probably. That is Ian Jury and the Blockheads. Matthew. Matthew. That's what Matt Lucas said his mum used to do when he got a Knickerbocker Glory in Wimpy when he was a lad.
My mum used to say that, or my nan, I think, when you get school shoes that are rubbish and your mum's trying to make you like them, she goes, well, show Granny your shoes. Yeah. And then they look all... they're horrible, shiny beetle crushers. Yeah, Clarks. All painful.
Why do everyone make such a big deal about that machine in Clarks measuring his feet?
I know.
It's rubbish.
It used to feel nicer when you had your socks on.
It is. Yeah, sliding about on it. Now, it's sliding in now.
I've gone up by a whole size.
I've grown. These guys just keep on growing. Good old life.
And then your mum goes, show your nan your new shoes. And then show your nan, and then you hate them, and your nan goes, oh, Matthew, they're brilliant. And you think they're not.
You don't. You're part of the force that's trying to get me to wear these shoes. I'm not fooled by this, dear. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Have you heard of the Test Card Circle? It's a group of mostly male people who are enthusiastic about the test card, and it's a company of music, says Ed from Harrogate. No, I ain't, mate. What an odd thing. So there's people that like it. I'm over the moon that Trevor's back, says Lizzie in Leyland. I fear mincemeat, the sweet and the meat type. She fears all things called mincemeat.
Really?
Yeah,
sometimes it's sweet though, isn't it, mincemeat? That's the confusing thing about it. If you ask for mincemeat, you could get some meat, stuffed meat. Or you could get fruit and suet mix.
What are you on about?
What about what goes into a mince pie and what goes into a shepherd's pie, young man?
What's a sweet meat?
Thank God you're back to draw the distinction between different boring types of boring pies.
I'm referring to that.
We were talking about the poetry of Rambo while you were gone, mate.
Oh, Rambo's a poet now, is he?
Yeah. Not that...
Not John Rambo.
Not John Rambo, who should never have been messed around when he went to that village. Arthur Rambo, the French fella.
Oh, that book that you gave me yesterday.
I could give you a book about that, you ungrateful little pig.
That was absolute filth.
I said thank you very much, and read out the rudest poem in it.
That was really rude.
Yeah.
I'm scared of falling off my horse. Good work, says Kate. Eddie says, can you please play the same beat by the JBs? Well, it's difficult to play things.
Oh, I forgot to mention that you used to try and be in the Blockheads.
I didn't try and be in the Blockheads.
Can I just say, that song was awful.
Why don't you like...
Absolute rubbish. It's like worse than Chaz and Dave. Oh. Just rubbish. Rubbish. And Russell once... You actually recorded with the Blockheads.
I did record with the Blockheads.
I said to him, oh, we got to do this work, mate. Oh, I'm going to a recording studio. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm recording with the Blockheads.
Why?
As soon as Ian Jury was gone, Russell was knocking on their door.
Right round that record, baby!
Knocking on the door.
Ian's gone, is he? Right, here we go!
Faking a limp. In he went. Singing his song.
That's dark, mate. I remember
What happened, though?
I don't know, I just got lured into the Blockheads. I can't remember how it happened.
No one lured you in.
I was lured into the Blockheads.
Mincemeat.
They filled me head with dreams, Trevor. They promised me the world, them Blockheads. They said we'd be on tour. And I ended up some place recording with the Blockheads. I think I was friends with this fella called Rainbow George. He used to be mates with Peter Cook, and I became friends with the Blockheads. It all seems a bit like a dream now.
Are you joking?
No, it's true.
Rainbow George.
No, I went round Rainbow George's, and I think that was how I got involved with the Blockheads.
How strong were these drugs you were on?
Really good. Bad. Bad.
So, because you've got a mini disc at home of you singing with the Blockheads, which you accidentally lent me when I was looking for something else. Very strange.
Hit me with your rhythm stick, yeah, whoopie-doobie-doo.
We should probably play something off it next week, I imagine.
Yeah, you should play some of my, what about some of my Smiths covers? You want to hear them? They'll break your heart.
What about when you did that, theme tune for Rebrand, when we were making Rebrand?
God,
we went round to your mate's house to
sang a theme tune.
I said to him, let's just use a piece of music. It's not cool to sing a theme tune. And it's going, I'm a baby with a beard. I'm an old... It's this ridiculous song. song that he'd made up, and it sounded like Showtime, and I kept saying to him, it's a bit theatrical, mate, and we had a big argument. He went, don't you tell me I'm theatrical, don't you tell me that. And then he threw me out of his mate's house. We nearly had a fight, didn't we? And then,
you're bringing the atmosphere. I can't possibly record when you're being so cynical about this track.
It just didn't
I'm a
fit the
baby
show.
with a beard.
oh, look at me, I'm weird. He was doing lots of different voices. Absolute
My
trot.
God, it was ridiculous, wasn't it?
We've still got that somewhere. Rebrand. It was like Rent-A-Ghost.
It was Thank God I stopped taking drugs. What an idiot. Blimey, I wasn't well, was I, though?
No.
You can't blame me for that.
No.
I can't be irresponsible, can I? Oh, Frank. Oh, Frank. Bonjour, us, Matt and Trev. Last week my dad found out he had gout, says Natalie, in his toe. This has led to us talking to him going, oi, gouty, show us your toe when he comes in. Am I being wrong? Welcome back, Trev. For one of his challenges, I think Russell and Matt should pull hairs out of his head. I don't know if we're going to challenge Trev in that way anymore. It's disrespectful.
No, I think it's silly.
Let's send him out, though. Like, sometimes to do things.
Yeah, let's send him outside.
The sensible things, interesting things.
What like? What would you like to do, Trev? Do an investigation on something? Why don't you go to the Sherlock Holmes Museum around the corner and nick something?
That's not nice.
I don't know.
Is that around the corner?
It's
That must
probably
be
got to be
Baker
near
Street.
here. It's got to be near Baker Street. How can you have a Sherlock Holmes Museum when there weren't no Sherlock Holmes? Stupid.
Because there's enough memorabilia and stuff.
Paraphernalia. Yeah, but what's
Yeah.
it going to be? Oh, this is a pipe he didn't have, and this is a
do you
hat
get
he's
the
never
so
seen.
angry
Movies made
about
about him,
it?
weren't
What?
there? You could have props and stuff, you know, pictures of actors dressed up as him.
Yeah, it's just silly though. You might as well have
First
a museum
editions.
something else that didn't exist. Here's a museum now to the scorpion people and their great heritage. Let's never cheapen their scorpion views, you know, because there ain't no scorpion people. That's all I'm saying is, you know, you can't be... What are we being reverential towards things that didn't exist? Mind you, you could say that about all religion, couldn't you, Trev? Discuss.
Religions exist, don't they?
No, but I mean, what the things they're founded upon, perhaps it don't exist, I don't know.
Well, some people say they would exist.
Trevor, are you saying that there's no point in Christianity or Islam? Very dangerous territory, Trevor Locke. Very dangerous
for your
indeed.
first day back, Trev.
Comes straight swaggers in here and says Hinduism is a joke. Well, let me tell you, young man, religions give a lot of people comfort. Think of the great bishops and that. People that are ecclesiastical men that have studied things all their lives. You can't just swagger in here. Great religious art, triptychs and whatnot. You come in here and say it's all pointless. What's wrong with
These kids at your school must have been pretty bad. Really, if you were judging them.
Oi, I was bright as a button.
Stream of consciousness, we've just had to endure them.
That's good that I can do things like that. That's Joycean, mate, that is. That's
Joycean?
Joycean stream of consciousness, what I've just done there. That was worthy of Ulysses, that was. Ulysses! If not the novel, then the cartoon. Which, let's be honest, I know more about. Dear Russ and Matt and lovely Trev. Nice to see you, Trevor, back. This is from Maz. I have a fear of sweaty nightclubs because every time I go to one, I always end up with a virus. I also have a fear of turbine windmill things like the one next to Dagenham Ford plant. I like the Dagenham Ford plant. Other Ford plants are available. They terrify me, and I can't drive down the A13 without breaking out in a sweat. There's a lot of talk of sweat in this email. A lot of sweat talking about. What's that little grin on your face, Matthew Morgan, Stanley and Freeman?
The idea of getting nervous and sweating.
Are you now? So odd,
I
you
used to
spent
get
most of your
really-
life doing it.
I used to get really sweaty hands every time a plane took off or landed that I was on.
Yeah, right, not all the time, otherwise, you know, because there's
Probably
always
constantly
like,
sweating.
constant sweating, it'll be unbearable, you wouldn't be able to live like that. Trevor, why don't you turn your phone off?
I don't think that was me.
So what we'll do, let's play a little record, right? We'll come back, I'll get my mum on the line, she can review Talladega Nights.
How's she seen that?
She's seen Talladega Nights, the film. Then,
Did you watch it with her?
No, I went and watched it with, on what I can only describe as a date.
Oh, part of the new life.
Part of my new lifestyle, yeah.
Yeah?
Dating,
What did
yeah.
you do? Hold hands?
Just held hands, had some Maltesers.
Did it go well?
Yeah, it's nice,
You gonna
enjoyed
see
it.
her again?
Yeah. Settled down, haven't I?
So you're going to be, instead of, like, you know, the normal stuff you were up to, you're going to be courting.
Courting, that's what I'm doing. Courting. Yeah.
Good.
But,
nice.
that's the best use of the word courting we've had
And
for a
then you
while.
get back with the blockheads. And
I'm just going to try and make the blockheads work, Matt, to tell you the truth. Why did I let go of that opportunity? The rhythm stick, oh, give us a whack with a bloody old thing. A baby with a bit. God, yeah, let's try and find those things.
let's find that song you recorded.
Ridiculous. I feel so ashamed of it.
I know, but at the time I was going to, it's a show tune, let's just not do it. And you're getting so angry with me. And I was thinking, am I being out of order or am I trying to help him here? It's ridiculous. It was
I'm not like that now, though. I'm nice and rational.
No, you're not like that ever.
Oi!
Ever.
I'm a proper rational man.
Exactly.
Completely
that new
rational.
set for the DVD, I mean, that was a sensible decision.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with me doing my DVD.
What do you want the stage to look like? A religion. Anyone. A religion that's got flowers.
Just make a flowery religion, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, that'll do. And then where do you want the interviews to take place? So it looks like that. A Thai restaurant will do. This is all true, by the way. It's Hare Krishna background for the thing, because obviously Russell has been a sayer of the words Hare Krishna for over 3 years at the end of Big Mouth.
Them Hare Krishnas love me, mate, and they said to me that my ego is a tool of good.
They like celebrity. 'Cause that's how, like, look at George Harrison. They milked him for everything. They bought that massive mansion.
George Harrison loved them Hare Krishnas.
Yeah, where did it get him?
Well, he can't help getting ill and stabbed and things. That's not his fault. He had a nice life and it helped him.
Look
being
at his
an Hare
record
Krishna.
sales, though, when he went with the Krishnas.
Look, stop attacking the Hare Krishnas.
I'm just saying it's not looking good for this DVD.
It is good for it. It's going to look lovely. All flowers, deities. Trevor, you're into reincarnation.
Isn't it exploitative of their imagery?
I don't think so, because I'm not making any comment of it. I asked him about saying
Well, that's
Hare
worse.
Krishna. Yeah,
Do you know what I've done with the place? People believe in this.
lovely. Nice to believe in that. Yeah, that god looks like an effluent. Brilliant. That one's got loads of hands. Nice.
They
Why
worship
not?
milk and cows and stuff. I don't have any dairy
Yeah,
myself.
your religion's got a lot of bottle. Listen,
Atkins and Stanley. Who are they?
I respect different faiths, right? And I've asked them about it, and they think it's a good idea.
They think it's a good idea that that's the set.
Well, I didn't ask them that, but I did
What do
ask
they
them.
think it's a good idea?
Me. They think I'm a good idea. One of their most high-up swamis blessed me and gave me a blue rose and told me I was very special.
Sneezed. No, he didn't. He has to say it to everyone, doesn't he?
No, mate. He goes,
Bless
"You're a
you.
good lad, you." And
I did, and I saw the video of that.
That man, that swami, blessed me, and I think what he might have done is nominated me as a sort of new messiah.
No.
No?
Why did we... I was dragged to that temple once.
Oh, dear.
What was going on there?
They try and sacrifice you.
Yeah, it's
didn't.
nice there.
It was
Nice
a bit
in
like
the temple,
Indiana
peaceful.
Jones. No, they're all lovely people.
Mola
but
Ram was there. He goes, "Oh, we had to get these pebbles back." There's a lot of bother, really.
why'd you have to wear that uniform and have short hair and...
Just looks nice. It's holy. I don't know.
Why don't you do it then? When are you going to cut your big
They
barnet
s-
off?
Look, I asked them if they wanted me to shave my head and become a devotee. They said, "You're more used to us out there in the real world."
Can you not see what they're saying by that? Do you want me to cut my hair and I could come round, I'll do the garden? No, you've got a very important mission. You've got to go out there and you've got to make records with the Blockheads and never come back here.
Hit me with your reincarnation. Hit me. Listen, there's nothing wrong with me as showing an interest in Eastern mysticism.
And ripping off their imagery for your DVD.
I'm not ripping
What
off
are you
their
going to do for the
imagery.
next DVD?
I think I was going to have like just loads of different things. No, God, don't guide me there. That was dangerous. About 25 thoughts went through my head then, all of which would have got us sacked.
I know.
See if you can guess what they are.
Nowhere that Cooler Shake haven't been before.
No, I likes it, alright? I do understand a bit about it. I meditate, I chant, don't I? I'm allowed to do these things if I want. I'm interested in it.
You've got a Hare Krishna keyring, haven't you, Steve?
I have? Where is that keyring? That's a good point.
You must be in the top 10 of Hare Krishnas for having that.
Who is the face on the set?
Huh?
Who is that face?
That's Krishna himself.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Krishna in his youthful form. And there's that other one, Azerbaijan. I like them. They're a lovely bunch.
Azerbaijan, that's a place. You don't know anything about this.
I do! There's Krishna.
You were a
He's been
Satanist
used on
last
Channel
week.
4.
Doc.
Why didn't you use Satanism?
Sneezy. Satanism is the imagery. Matthew, ever since we got involved in that Satanism, there's been nothing but trouble.
That's true, actually.
What's happened?
Nothing.
Bother. A lot of
What
bother
have you two
happened.
done?
Matt's been doing.
Don't meddle with dark forces.
We've done a few things with chicken's feet. There's been a lot of hullabaloo's gone on. A lot of hullabaloo. We're not doing no more devil worship. Not in my name. From now on, Krishna consciousness.
We never did anything, really.
We done a bit of devil worship. It led to a lot of trouble. Right, shall we listen to a record? When we come back, we'll do. My mum will review something. Nazareth, This Flight Tonight. Oh, that's what we listen to. Exciting.
The cover of Joni Mitchell.
Nice, okay, well, we'll listen to that. And then what we'll do is, like, my mum will come on, review Talladega Nights. Then Trevor, we'll watch Trevor stagger through a Sonic Enigma. That'll be a laugh. And then what will we do? Just go with our lives, I suppose.
Carry on living.
Just carry on, just enjoy ourselves.
Making our way through life.
Making our way through life. Oh, God, I'm going to talk to the Blockheads about that. That there, Nazareth, you listen to Russell Brancher. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke on Six Music. Trevor, this is why are you playing with your microphone?
Because it was in the wrong position. I'm in the awkward area here, aren't I?
You are in an awkward area socially.
Oh.
He's in the thoroughfare. Arjuna, anyway, and is that person out of Hare Krishna philosophy or Hinduism? It's derived from Hinduism.
Have you just gone and Googled that?
No, I haven't. I don't know how to work
Prince
Google.
Arjuna.
Yeah, Prince Arjuna, he was mates with Krishna.
He's in the...
Now, anyway, the thing I've realised, what I like about it, is I just like the idea of transience and being all nice to everyone and just being all cool.
You like the idea of it.
And the reality, being all nice, everything's transient, be nice to each other. That's what I'm into. So there we are.
Everything's
What's wrong with that?
transient.
Everything's a bit transient, mate. Things will pass. Now, come on.
All things shall pass. That's
All
what it
things
says in the
shall pass.
Bible.
Yeah, well, I believe in
I
that.
mean,
but-
they're all from the same root, aren't they? Now, listen for a sec. This is from Kiera the Wench. She goes, in
Kiera,
1967...
Kiara. It's like Vieira.
At the age of 8 years old, Carol Hersey became the model for the first colour test card for the BBC. She was the daughter of BBC engineer George Hersey and received a fee of £100. She is now a theatrical costume maker and lives in Suffolk with her family.
Oh.
Nobody knows what became of the clown. Nobody knows.
Was it a clown or?
It was a clown.
Was
yeah,
it a real clown?
What do you mean a real
it's a
clown?
teddy.
What, a
It's a
bloke?
teddy.
Yeah, a
It
bloke.
was a teddy.
He was a clown, mate, and he was, like, not a teddy.
It was a flesh and blood.
It was a girl next to
she
a
had a
blackboard and
teddy.
she was holding a doll.
Yeah,
and the
but,
doll
no,
was
but
a clown
she was
or
playing Naughts and
I thought it was
Crosses
Humpty Dumpty.
against the clown. But she was playing against Naughts and Crosses. She was
Really,
doing
it was
one
against
side.
herself. She must have done
Well,
his
you
goes
can't-
for him.
Yeah, she must have done his goes, but who cares? You know, the result's the same anyway. It's going to
Well.
be a stalemate.
You should have based your DVD stage set on that. You could have
Exactly.
a clown, a big blackboard.
You've got all the information about that.
Would you like that?
No, I like to have lots of flowers and like a nice temple. It's nice, beautiful, good to encourage
What flowers
them
are
sort
they?
of thoughts.
Because flowers are representative of certain things.
Lily, the lily of innocence and the
White
rose
lily.
of passion.
White lily's funereal.
It's not funereal, Matt. It's very apt, but you don't know about the significance
I do.
of pagan imagery. My
I do
mum's on
know.
the phone.
Pagan imagery.
He doesn't.
Hindu imagery.
Don't call them pagans.
I'm not calling them pagan.
You're-
His analysis of flowers is only likely to be derived from Hindus.
Oh, his analysis.
White
Yeah.
lilies
No, no.
are funereal.
No, they're just flowers, is
no,
what
no,
they
but
are.
the-
Let's get my mum on the phone. You right, Mum?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
You sound a bit far away. What's the matter?
Nothing, I'm fine, I'm really good. And welcome back to Trevor.
Welcome him back.
Yeah,
All right,
Thanks,
all right,
Babs.
Trev. Right, so that's my mum, Babs. Are you right, Mum?
yes, I'm good, thank you.
Go on then. So you saw a film then. What was it?
I saw Talladega Nights, the ballad of Ricky Bobby.
What happened?
Why is that funny?
Because the way you said it. You said, have you got things written down on a bit of
I've been
paper?
rehearsing all night.
Have you got things written down, Mum?
Not properly, no. No, I'm not very good at things like that.
I'm not, what, writing things down? Come and then review this
I was
film.
one of those children at school.
Oi, we've been told, well, we've not been told off about that, but I've reviewed my position on that and think that everyone should be educated together.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
Mum,
that just proved it, doesn't it?
yes. Now, come on, review this film then.
Well, I thought it was really brilliant, and I started laughing as soon as I got in there.
Was that because of the film?
What was that during the adverts?
Or were we just laughing irrationally?
No,
Because you're allowed out of the
no.
institution. Do you think you might be better off in a home, Mum?
Pardon?
Do you think you might be better off in home? Dear, dear, look at this. You can't review a film. Look, I brought you on to show Matt how to do cultural reviews.
I'm trying, but
Right,
you
now what-
usually interrupt
Yeah,
that.
he interrupts too much, doesn't he, Babs?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so it was really funny, and the funniest film I thought was when Ricky Bobby was running around in his pants and he thought he was on fire.
Right. So that's the funniest bit of the film. Is it a film for young and old alike, Mum?
It's really good. There's no sex, no violence. It's really a lovely, funny
Sounds
family
boring.
film. There's a bit of a moral running through it as well.
Is it
because-
moral?
Well, the children were really naughty and the nan made them all nice and polite.
Fair enough.
And they appreciated things more. And the French man reminded me of the policeman in Hello, Hello.
Yeah, that's
That's
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Was he
Yes, he was really funny. And also the scene where they had a disagreement face to face.
You
They
like
were
that
so
bit?
close. That was really funny
Yeah,
as well.
they talk over each other.
Right, so that Mum, do you feel that you've culturally reviewed that film to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Right, so it's a good film, there's a good moral running through it, it's essentially be polite to your nan. Yeah. Look, my mum laughs anything I say. That's why I've grown up like this. Because of that reaction.
No, I would say that I think it's a boys' film. I think boys would really like it because of all the car racing.
Oh, yeah, boys loving the old car racing. They can't get enough of that. Right. All right, then, you giggling lunatic. I'll talk to you later, because I'm sort of tied to you now because of the old, maternal bond. Otherwise, you'd be chopped for a lacklustre review. No, it's good review, Mum. It was good review, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it's very good, actually. I've learnt a lot from that.
See, mention a few things you like, the little tips. There was a moral line running through. It's
look
good
for the moral in all my experiences. Now.
Look for the moral.
And always the best bit. Always pick out
best
one
bit.
bit to be the best bit.
Oh, yes, and what was nice as well was that he fell in love with a really nice lady.
There's
a moral for you.
Little moral for me.
There's a message from your mother.
Yes, that's exactly right, boys.
Right, okay, well, I'll look to get myself in a good old... Well, I am, I've changed, Mum,
He's changed his ways already. He's done 2 days.
2 days there of happy relationship bliss.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Well, thank you for letting me review your show, and I'm going to start...
Listen, you're not reviewing our show. Our show is above your gaze.
The film, I mean.
You can review the show if you want. How do you think it's going so far?
It's brilliant, very funny.
Any best bits? Mother!
Pardon?
Are there any best bits?
I like it when you all talk about being at school, because I still remember, and it doesn't really...
Right, that's enough now! I'm only joking. Oh, I love you, Mum.
I love you too, Russell.
Alright then, you take care. I'll speak to you later.
Yeah, love to the boys as well.
They're just there listening to you. Hold on. Oh, Matt just mouthed F off. Matt. Don't say that to my mum.
Cheers, Dad.
Alright, you take care, Mum. Bye.
Bye-bye, boys.
Bye, take care.
Bye.
There we are. See, so if you want to see the film Talladega Nights, just
I'm gonna
give
go
you an
and see it.
insight.
When you talk to someone else's mum, I'll become about 5.
Yeah, you have to be a bit nicer, don't
Thank you.
Thank you, yes, please.
What do you like having for tea? Do you like fish fingers?
Yeah, yes, please, I'd lots of fish fingers, thank you. Right, okay, so there's, that's been culturally reviewed. You alright, Trevor?
I always
got me
got
off the
on
hook.
better with my friends' mums than I got on with my friends.
Did you?
Yeah, it always
How
made
odd.
me feel really lonely.
Because you've got the image of an old man.
Yeah, probably even when you were 7, Trev, you probably had your Alan Bennett-itis.
Yeah,
You're probably
I think
tottering
that's what it
around in a
was.
cardigan.
Isn't it funny how mincemeat and mincemeat have both got the same name, but one's sweet and one's savoury? Hang on, Tommy, I'll be up to play in a minute. Your mother's just showing me how to roll pastry.
Tommy, be quiet, Tommy. Your mother and I were just cutting these out. Be careful with the edges of that. Yes, okay, Mrs. Stevens. Trevor sat there in a little pinny. Oh, I think Mrs. Stevens, just give him the edges to play with. Let him play with those.
Trevor, come upstairs and play. Oh, he's a handful, isn't he, Miss Stevens?
Someone's had too much Kiara!
Someone's tired.
Come on, pop up to bed now, Tommy. Trev, come on, this bright sky electrics. Oh dear. Oh, it never quite works. You can never find all the parts, but you can't tell him that, can you? Silly sausage that it is. Trevor, you prematurely aged twerp.
Don't say that, no.
You are, you're a doddering old nit.
No, I am.
We've
Right.
still got a face of a child.
You have got a
That's
face
the weird
of a
thing. I look younger than I
One
am.
day it'll hit
I look
you.
older than I.
Yep, you'll be
It'll hit me.
all aged before you know it.
You've got to age at some point.
Trev, do a Sonic Enigma.
Okay.
Was that
Right.
an email?
Have you got a jingle for your Sonic Enigma?
Yeah.
Make it up. Go on then.
Here it is, my Sonic Enigma.
Stop that,
There we
Trev.
are.
See, that's the good thing about it being live, is we can physically stop him
could
doing
actually
it.
He didn't physically
Poke
shoot me.
him.
We could attack him if we needed to.
Yeah.
What's that with him? Any arrogance since he's come back?
arrogant.
Adam's about to whisper something important onto my knee.
That you know what you're doing.
Onto my knee?
Record to do.
Right.
Go on
Pick
then.
one.
No.
Oh, he's picked one in
No,
his
he knows
brain.
one.
My head.
Go on, Trev,
Well,
let's
hang
hear
on,
it.
hang on. What if it's not in the playlist?
Don't worry, we'll work it
Yeah,
out.
it's easy.
Come on, Trev, let's hear this Sonic Enigma. Right now, everyone, this is time for Trevor's Sonic Enigma. He's gonna, say something, and it'll be a reference to a song. If you know that, you can text us on 64046, and you'll win the prize
Leicester.
of coming back. Coming to Leicester, because next week we were on tour. We're doing a stand-up comedy tour. Trev will be supporting me. We'll be in Leicester, Sheffield, places like that. Well, those specific places.
Why are you saying that with derision?
Leicester, Sheffield. Leicester, Sheffield. I like Leicester. I went there once before. I had a nice time. With MTV, you came, I think.
Did I?
Yeah, it's
I
odd.
thought I'd never been there.
Well, we were odd. Leicester was fine. Now, right, okay, so yeah, come to Leicester next week if you like, if you get this thing right. Go on then, Trev.
Just put me here, will you? Just put me here.
Have you started?
No, just spit on my shoe. Just do it.
always-
Why
Spit
is
on the
there always
shoe.
an odd
Just spit on
element?
that and. That's it. Oh no! Just get some chewing gum. Prop me up. Just lean me against the. Oh no! Let me. Oh, just you're gonna have
physical
to
with it, isn't it?
put me. Just dump me on the floor like a sack of potatoes. There we are.
Is that the end?
Is that it, Trev? Can we get on with our lives now? So that's you doing the Sonic Enigma. Spit on my shoe, put some chewing gum on my shoe, dump me on the floor like a sack of potatoes.
I don't know what is wrong, but there's something there that's
We've
wrong.
tried to help
There's nothing wrong.
Trevor. Look. So that's your Sonic Enigma. If you know what
Is
song
that
that
easy
is,
or hard?
it's 64046.
That's very easy.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very modern song for me. It's a song that was.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, don't give any more clues.
It could still be the Bee Gees. 64046. So text that if you know what that is, 64046, and you can guess what Trevor's Sonic Enigma is. Should we have a little listen to thank now?
Yeah.
Why don't we? What's coming up?
Raconteurs?
Oh yeah, oh no, yeah, I like that. All Broken Boy Soldiers, yes. No, let's have a listen to the Raconteurs.
Jack White was to be involved in an accident, would you try and join the Raconteurs?
No.
Are they a supergroup?
They sort of are, aren't they?
They're splendid, I think. Let's come on then, let's have a listen to them.
They're smashing.
Right, okay, so that was the Raconteurs, Broken Boy Soldiers. I'm here with Scarlett. She's a competition winner. Scarlett, we've got to go to the news now. Say, here is the news.
Here is the news.
Well done, that's very professional. Howling bells, setting sun. Listen to Russell Brand on 6 Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke and our competition winners, Sarah and Richie and their daughter Scarlett. Sarah, you're too far from that mic. You must be able to see how near we are to the mic. Why do you think we're here? We're not fetishising the microphones. We're not thinking, oh, that film, it's nice to have film brush against lips. Sarah, where are you going? What are you doing? Oh,
That mic's not working.
the competition winners are causing chaos in here. They bought me some grapes. They've given Trevor some pixie ear tips.
Nothing.
Matt's not got anything. Give Matt some mango or something.
You'd look weird though with pixie ears.
Oh, we're
That's a
pixie ears.
really
Oh,
weird
my God.
noise, Adam. Crikey, what are you? Adam's deciding to broadcast whale song for any pregnant listeners.
It's very calming, that is.
Crikey, it's
Right,
absolute
everyone
chaos. Everyone just relax. Scarlett, you're the only person who we can rely on to be professional. Right, so look at her. You're so beautiful. How old are you?
10
When was your birthday?
March.
What's your favourite thing at school? What
Art.
music? What you just said? March as the answer to all questions.
Art.
Oh, art. You like art. How come you bought Trevor pixie ear tips but you didn't bring me none? Is it because you're a poisonous, selfish little girl? A vindictive. I mean, I'm going to use the word cow.
Oh no, you've gone too far. It was her mum what bought the ears. Don't blame her.
Okay.
She's just the messenger.
Right, come on, right. See, on 6 Music, what music do you like, Scarlett? God, Scarlett, you can't leave pauses on radio! What's wrong with this 10-year-old child? She knows nothing of how to broadcast. What are your favourite sweets? Are you... Do you know what? You're coming across like a drug addict. You are coming across like a little junkie. Are you already on drugs? Is that the state of society today? That a 10-year-old girl can't even come and do the most the rudimentary broadcasting rules these are, Matt.
I think these are difficult questions, Russ.
Yeah,
Because when you
what's your
say the
favourite
favourite, then you have to go through all. You have to
All
go,
the
okay,
other
well, there's
ones. All right,
Twixes. I mean, there's a chocolate-based
What did you
sweet,
have for
there's
breakfast?
candies.
Say that.
What did you have for breakfast?
I had a Weetabix.
There we go.
That's a simple question.
Weetabix. Did you like Weetabix?
Yes.
Well, do you know, I've got a feeling that your mum spat in that Weetabix. Does she like it so much now? Tell us some embarrassing things about your mum and dad.
Oh,
What does your dad do that's embarrassing?
I can't tell you that.
He's a postman. Your dad's a postman, isn't he? Now, didn't he once do a little poo-poo in someone's front garden?
It wasn't him.
It was one of his colleagues, wasn't it? Was it one of his colleagues, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working for the Royal Mail, Her Majesty's Royal Mail.
Which you did once, stole letters.
Yeah, I used to steal letters when I did it, but I was working as scab labour. I wasn't really, I didn't have the same obligations. All right, well, you've got a good career in broadcasting as long as you stay off the drugs. That'd be my advice to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just stay off the drugs?
Okay.
Good girl. Gonna not show such bias towards Trevor when you come on the radio, bringing in pixies. Matt's not got anything at all. Why don't you give Matt a
presents at
present?
all, I'm ill.
He's ill, look.
Well, I didn't buy anything.
Listen,
Don't you blame her. It's her mum.
I blame the children.
Well, don't. It's the parents, Russell. You've got it all wrong.
Look at this horrible little child. Look at her. She's all blonde and sweet and lovely, isn't she? Look at your little face. I'm doing that thing you do to children. I've got her little face and I'm going like that on
I didn't
it.
used to like that. Adults do it too
I wonder
too
who
much.
does
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
so cute, isn't she? She don't mind. What do you think the Sonic Enigma was, Scarlett? Do you remember that when Trevor was doing that Sonic Enigma? You don't even know what that means, do you? You're 10 years old. You're lost in childhood. Do you know what the Sonic Enigma was when Trevor does that competition?
No.
You don't even know?
No.
Do you like Trevor, do you?
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
He's funny.
Funny? Trevor? Oh, what, you mean funny like weird?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Like a bit of an oddball, a bit of a freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trev, hey, these are not my words. These are the words of the nation's youth.
She likes it, okay? So don't poison her anymore.
I'm not poisoning Scarlett. It seems that Scarlett's made her own mind up that you're, in her own words, a weird freak. Yeah? Would you go along with that, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Good girl. Right.
Scarlett, that's terrible.
I think you've done a good job of that. Right, okay, so if you think you know the answer to that Sonic Enigma thing that we done a minute ago, text us on 64046. Scarlett, you've got a beautiful career in broadcasting. Trevor, do it again, just in case, because I don't know. There's another one of those baffling ones. When me and Matt did it, it was clear.
It was clear, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Also, it functioned as a bit of a sketch.
Yeah! They had a sketch of
Trevor's just sounds tragic.
Right, because I'm on my own. I don't have anyone to play off of, do I?
Just get on with it.
Just put me here in the corner. Oh no! Okay, I've seen Russell do this with a cigarette. Just spit on my shoes. That's it. Now, chewing gum. Try to just leave me up against the wall. Ooh, you're gonna have to dump me down like a sack of potatoes on the floor.
Stand me up, put me down, make me balance. I don't know.
There's some answers there.
Okay, alright,
some wrong answers.
Okay.
I don't know if they're wrong.
Let's have a look at these wrong answers.
Do you know what the right answer is, Trev?
No, I've got no
idea.
idea.
Is the answer to the Sonic Enigma "I Can't Stand Up for Falling Down" by Elvis Costello from Sally and Bath?
Well, that's good.
Is Trev's Sonic Enigma "Sticks and Stones" by Baby Shambles?
No.
Says Siobhan. Morning, is it Chumbawamba? I get knocked down, but I get up again. That's funny, that, isn't it? Like, I get knocked down, but then I just get up again. It's good attitude, isn't it?
I didn't like it when they threw water at John Prescott.
Why?
I just thought it was stupid.
Well, it's just fine.
He looked all upset.
Yeah, poor little
I
fella.
don't like him particularly, but I just think
Don't throw water at him.
they were just using it. You know, it's just like, you know,
It's a cheap stunt, isn't it?
cheap stunt to make themselves look edgy.
I was once in a foyer of an American hospital where everyone seemed a little bit mad, right? And there's this one bloke, the ethos of Chumbawamba's song, "I get knocked down, I get up again," meant nothing to him, because he did get knocked down, and he just stayed there for the whole rest of the time I was in the hospital. He got knocked down, he just stayed there. He made no attempt to get up.
By a human or a car.
Actually, he just got knocked down because he was drunk, right? He fell down, but he didn't get up again. He just stayed there on the ground. I was watching him, I thought at some point he's going to try and get up, but he never did. He just stayed there on the floor. Just
so he'd been
stayed
knocked
there.
down and just thought, I'll accept this.
I'll accept it, exactly. If he done it, so I get knocked down, and that's pretty much it. I'll stay there for ages. For ages. When I left the hospital, he was still there.
Yeah.
I nearly got sectioned in that hospital. It was bloody
I
madness.
remember the story.
Thankfully, I escaped. Anyway, they were the days. Steve from Beverley. Is Trevor's Sonic Enigma "I Can't Stand"? Oh, that's another Elvis Costello one. Loads of people think it's that Elvis Costello one. Richard thinks it's that. I think Trevor's Sonic Enigma is a song about spitting potatoes by a band that existed. Do I win? From Han. Trevor, is Han right?
You do win. You do win.
Is it Elvis? You sarcastic pig. Is
Let
it
them
Blue
win,
Suede
because
Shoes
that's
by
an
Elvis?
unusual answer, isn't it?
Well, we're rewarding people
No,
for
we can't
unusual
just-
answers.
I think we should.
Trevor,
No.
we need
Why?
some sort
They
of
should have
framework
logic.
within which to exist.
We've got a framework. We've got a studio, microphones.
Trevor,
Isn't
you
the BBC a framework?
crazed anarchist. I suppose the BBC is a framework. Let's go through the Queen's obituary box. Sometimes I get tempted. There's a box in the corner of a room for what's meant to happen if there's a disaster. Every so often I look at it and think, oh, I want to look at it.
Just looked at it.
I'm excited by
There's
it.
nothing that amazing
It's
in
not
there,
like
is
there's
there?
energy bars in there and, you know.
Energy bars. Oh, look at novelty fishing rod. Too little one with a magnetic fish that's already on the end of it. I'd like that.
A magnetic fish?
Yeah, why not
I'd
have a
have that.
magnetic fish on the end of
Remember those
something?
fish you used to put on your palm and they
I
curl
tell
up?
you, yeah.
Tell you if you're in love or not.
Jealous, in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they knew what they were talking
I
about.
don't think those.
When I got married, we had to do that at the registry office. We had to hold out our hands and they put little fish on them.
I bet that's
you're
what
in
you was
love.
marrying. I bet you was marrying that fish, Trevor. But when it's curled up at the edges, I better marry it. You silly sausage. Right, hold on a minute. Let's have a look at some of these. We've got loads of emails. We're not doing it. This is Tom. He goes, I am eating Cheerios by my computer and the keyboard just got a thorough milking. Blimey. Well, we've all been there. My grandma used to be scared, she's dead now, of both confined and open spaces. So whenever she came round for the family birthday, she stayed in the corridor as the dimensions placated her. And us kids had to run to and from her like a shuttle service, bringing her cake and other commodities. Welcome back, Trev, says Tom. That's quite fun, isn't it?
Open spaces and closed
That's
spaces.
interesting. I
spaces,
reckon
closed
she had
spaces.
this disorder where she saw things the wrong size. Some people look at stuff and they're just the stuff is bigger than it actually is for the
What,
rest
they
of
have
us.
odd perspective?
Yeah, so they look at you and you'll just be huge.
I am huge.
Or you'd be tiny then. They look at you, you'll be tiny. Matt would be huge. Or,
Do well, that's that thing. Have you ever read The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat?
Is that Edward
Something like
Bono?
that, yeah.
They could, there's people who
He thought
only
his wife
see-
was a hat.
Sort of.
Was his wife a hat? Was it like Trevor's marriage to one of them fortune fishes? The man who thought his wife was a fortune fish and was right. That is the ballad of Trevor Locke.
There's people in that book who can only see the left side, so they'd eat all their dinner off the left side of their plate, and then the nurse would have to rotate the plate.
Why don't they just move their head a bit to the left? Hold on, their head must have been completely static.
They had no. It's not just a vision thing. They have no concept of one whole side of everything. It's really weird.
Hold on, but you'd move your head and the field of vision would change.
No, because they don't see the right side of shapes.
Yeah.
They don't see that. They see a shape cut in the middle, and they don't see one side of it. It's a
So
mental
I'd like to
thing,
meet
not a
some of
visual
these
thing.
people and trick them.
They have to rotate their plate, and suddenly half a dinner appears, and they go, "Ooh, that's
Oh,
not
I
even
had a
that."
new half a din-dins.
What this suggests is
What do they think of a yin-yang? If they say a Chinese symbol, good and evil, a
They've just got
yin-yang,
yin, mate.
they
They just
just
say
think,
yin.
oh, it's yin.
They've got yin.
Oh no, the whole world's evil with just a little bit of good. Oh, thank God for that. Everything's brilliant. Oh no, it's changed again. That must be awful.
That's why some people think that we might be in a matrix and that actually reality is.
Yeah, only
kind of
people who have
virtual
recently
reality.
seen the film Matrix are a bit childish. Like me, actually. When I first saw the film Matrix, I thought I was in the film The Matrix.
That's what deja vu might be.
What might deja be? And that is also a thing that's covered in The Matrix, Trevor, before you start getting all profound about it.
Deja
The
vu,
Matrix is not a silly film. It's quite sensible.
I like
It goes silly, and
The second, the two and three
They
are
were disappointing. I
rubbish.
haven't seen them, but
Heartbreaking.
is an expression of an interesting quantum.
Very.
theory.
I think
interesting
deja vu is
theory.
that theory that it's
Just gets clogged
as
up in your
you're
brain box.
witnessing something for the first time, it's being saved as a memory, and you're accessing it as a memory as you're experiencing it. And
Yeah,
you
because you
think,
can never go, oh, I remember that from 6 years
It goes
ago.
on too long, mate.
What?
Deja
No,
vu
because-
goes on too long. That argument would work if deja vu was a split second, in which case you wouldn't even notice it. Deja vu can go on for seconds, even a minute sometimes.
Yeah, I think I'm getting deja vu now. There's this right boring git in a room going on and on about some tedious rubbish like used to happen 3 weeks ago. Then we were spared of it for a blissful period where the show was intelligent and insightful and had great sketches for Sonic Enigma instead of a man shuffling about in a chair going, oh, spit on my shoe! I'm a cigarette! And things like that. Deja vu!
I think we should do a whole show on deja vu. I think listeners should.
Perhaps we already had, Trev.
Text in. Don't throw grapes
we've
at
already
me.
done this topic before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Right,
Hi
come on.
gang, pity Matt got a cold. I'd send him a basket of garlic cookies. I have a terrifying fear of calculators. Can't use one. Have to do it all in my head. Hugs and kisses for Russell and Trevor. Stay healthy. I do a lot of Tai Chi. Richard from Latvia. Oh, that's good if someone from Latvia is
on.
listening.
Oh, that's my ambition complete.
What, you wanted to be listened to by the people of Latvia?
Yeah.
Is that what all
I've
this
been to
trouble's been?
Latvia, Riga.
Press pinch
capital.
my skin, mate.
Yeah.
Cheer us up.
I went on stag do there.
Oh, you horrible little man. Press pinch my skin. It'd be ever so nice to hear pinch my skin. Pinch my skin.
No, it's there.
Oh no, where's pinch my skin? There it is. Pinch my skin.
Why did you want to hear that then?
I just felt like hearing it.
But why at that moment? I wonder. Did you see
Well,
something
he
in the
sounds all
room?
wistful. He normally sounds more
Does he
happy.
sound wistful?
Pinch my skin.
He's got wistful!
Oh no!
I reckon if you record him, Master Sue, then over time it just becomes more and more wistful until it's just sad
Like the
little
old
whimper.
ladies in porn, man.
So he just goes, oh, the old skin. But I wonder what he's doing right now.
Oh, don't bother.
Oh, let it go. Dear lovely lads, when I was small, I was terrified of the ending of Tales of the Riverbank when the boat used to sail down a stream with mammals in it. I've no idea why to this day, and it makes me feel strange when I think about it. Top-notch show. Hello, Trevor. We missed you. From
Hello.
Jack
Oh, hello,
Bodymead. All right, Jack Bodymead. Yeah, we certainly missed old Trev there. I don't remember Tales of the Riverbank.
I don't. Do you remember that time we went mad in a forest in Ibiza?
Yeah, I do remember
In
that.
the dark.
We went into
Everyone else was scared.
We
and
did primal rituals and went mad, didn't we?
Yeah.
We was all dancing about, like going...
We were all pretending to be wild animals in the dark.
Which animal were you?
So we're both sort of lions, I suppose,
like
cat
lion men.
things.
Lion men, cat
And everyone else was
lions.
going, oh, this is weird, and walking away, and me and him just going running around.
Everyone ran off and left us, and we stayed there for about 4
And
hours.
then we had a face-off in a clearing, and
What
then
does
we
that
went,
mean?
oh, we better stop this now.
What do you mean you had a face-off in a
stared
clearing?
at each
We were
other like
both
we was
wild animals. We just went and stared at each other. We were prowling around.
prowling around like wild animals. It's
you
good,
mark-
actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Let's
good.
do that stuff more. I know what. Why don't we start a mad cult, right? where we encourage people to abandon their belief in society and, like, you know, just cause a lot of bother.
Yeah, how's this fit in with the Hare Krishna thing?
Just because it's still about transients and believing in love.
Transients. that good old
Transients, everything is bloody transient.
little rope ladder out of any situation.
Well, it's about transients, isn't it? What do you want for your tea? Well, I want this because of transients. You see?
Well, I mean, what's the point of having any tea? I mean, it'll just pass, won't it, ultimately? There, good, I'm glad you're coughing.
I'm so ill.
Why are you so ill
hate
for?
being ill.
You're always ill. What's up with you, lad?
I'm not
You're
always ill.
hypochondriac.
I'm never ill.
You've got
Oh, right, so I've
hypochondria.
hypochondriac snot into my skull, have I?
Yeah, you might. So you got to. Yeah, he's a hypochondriac. He's always got something wrong with him.
No, I haven't. I'm going to the gym after this. I'm going to sweat this
You
out.
won't make it down the gym, lad.
I've been
like
there
you.
3 days running, mate.
You're like Jack and the Beanstalk.
That's
You'll
why
probably
you're
end up
ill.
buying
You
magic
should curl up
beans.
in bed with a hot water bottle.
He drank wine yesterday and went to the gym.
Yes, I saw it.
I drank wine, then changed, and then we weren't doing what we were going to do, so I put the wine away, and then later on went to the gym. It's not like I got drunk and went, right, I'll go to the gym.
I can't live like this anymore. I'm going to do some press-ups. Come on, let's listen to a record. We'll come back and try and ring Noel Gallagher. Let's listen to the Manics. Let's listen to the Manics. Why not? Ah, there they are, the Manics. They're La Tristessa du... I find that hard to say.
La tristeza durera.
I can't speak foreign. Bonjour! See, I thought Triste, yeah, Spanish for sad, innit? Yeah. Come on, guys, right, here you are. This is from Hannah Matthews, Russell Brand 6 Music Show, here with Trevor Locke and Matt Morgan. She goes, Bonjour, having Trevor back is fabulous with a capital F. Don't get me wrong, I mean, whose Sunday is complete without having Eat Your Fudge, Shut Down Radio, Eat Your Fudge, Trev, Eat Your Fudge.
Where's my fudge?
But during one of a long religious education lesson this week, an idea came to us. Trevor's Sonic Enigma is in fact rubbish. Let's give him a new feature. We propose Tell Trevor. This works by listeners phoning in and basically confessing their sins to Trevor. However, they have to tell him in Sonic Enigma form. Then Trevor Love will have to guess what they've done and attempt to give useful advice. Come on, guys. It would be cruel to keep up the facade that is the Sonic Enigma. Lovey, love-oo. That's from Han and Jen
Trevor
and
Love.
Eloise, but she's not real, from Lincolnshire.
I like that idea. I always wanted to be a priest.
You always wanted to be a priest?
Yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be a...
What an odd desire. Well, when you were around Mrs. When Tony wanted you to go upstairs and play... I don't know, your little mates. Your little Jason Weathercoat and your...
Carricoats, what?
Jason...
Wanted to go upstairs? What?
To murder Blue Tits, Trevor, in privacy. But you were
Why
thinking
did you-
about becoming a clergyman.
What's Trevor Love? Is that your home planet or something?
I have no idea where that came from.
But if he is ever confronted with a rock of Trevor Love, it will destroy him.
It's a Russianised version of my name, isn't it, Matt?
Trevor Love.
Trevor Love. It's because of the flat back head.
Latvia.
I have an irrational fear of flying insects and being rejected at job interviews. Alan Jepson, unemployed. No, I don't think he... Welcome back, Trev. Great to hear your sorry little voice again. Welcome back, Trev. We missed you. Love, Lindsay in North Wales. Yay, Trevor's back. My mate has a fear of baked beans. He thinks they look like little heads when people eat them. He says he can hear their skulls cracking. Angie, Hereford. Wow, how odd. Because, I mean, they aren't skulls.
I think they
to
look like
take
little
it that
thumbs.
far. You think they look like little thumbs?
Little thumbs, yeah.
What kind of a person, Trevor, would have a thumb of that nature?
Ugh.
I'm scared of fish. I can't go into rivers because I think the fish will come up and slime all over me. Ugh, says Summer Sam Thompson. They won't, though.
Yeah, but I'm scared of jellyfish in the seaside.
They'll sting you. They're dangerous.
Oh,
Trevor.
yeah,
You should
exactly.
be scared
It's
of
right to be
those
scared,
two.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's logical, which is
Logical
what we are
fear.
meant to
I
be
mean,
discussing.
We're talking about
Yeah.
What are you scared of, Russell, actually?
being alone. Now, I hate balloons, especially ones.
Oh, you really? You don't like being on your own?
No, I think it's... I used to think, I love being on my own, but what I realise now is I was on drugs and I couldn't tell whether there was anyone else there or not.
But what happens when you're on your own? What is the fear of
Yeah,
being
what do
on
you
your
do?
own?
Do you potter around?
I think it might be... I suddenly feel death may happen.
Really?
What's so silly? So dramatic as well.
What,
Yeah,
a weird, a death might happen, like you might die, and no one's there to watch you die.
Yeah, I think, if I'm going to die, we might as well film it. We could as a half-hour special. It could be quite entertaining. I'd probably do it in a very comical way. I hope that I don't die in an undignified fashion. I hope I don't trip over and impale myself on something.
I think you might fall out of a roller coaster, land on a hot dog stand,
Big like Frankfurters
and your
dangling out of my
trousers go
corpse.
boop and fall down. You'll just be dead there.
That'd be an awful way to go.
Stendhal said, I hope I don't die in the street, and if I did, there's nothing wrong with that, but I wouldn't like to, and guess what?
We died in the street.
Yeah, which, some people suggest...
Well, you know,
Oh no, I don't want to die in a roller coaster accident. That'd be awful.
don't ever go on a roller coaster.
I'm not
then.
going on one. Never again, that's it.
Unless you fall out of a plane.
Land on a roller coaster. Oh no. Oh no. Oh Christ, what a way to go. Here is a question for us from Keels. Your question is, what do you think the next new word in the English dictionary should be? Boobaloo.
Boobaloo, definitely.
Boobaloo. Boobaloo!
Actually got a really powerful social function.
It's a clarion call, meaning you've seen someone sexually attractive.
I don't like it. I think that is...
It could be transgenderal, Trev.
That is builder-esque language.
Boobaloo!
It's got a simplicity and charm to it.
It doesn't have a simply... If you're a young lady walking down the street and someone goes, boobaloo! You're not... That's going to make you
Shout it at men as well.
Shout it at men who've got nice big ones.
Winky woo!
Boobaloo's it's quite good. Because he's not going, here, look at that. He's going, he just...
Well, he is. It's just a different phrase for ear, look at
Boobaloo!
that. It's reducing
I wouldn't
a
do it
young
anymore
lady
anyway,
to a
because I'm
pair
living
of
a new life.
boobaloos.
It's not reducing them, elevating.
Elevating them to the status of a pair of booballoos.
Anyway, you don't just shout it, you can shout it at anybody.
We say it ironically.
Shout it at an old lady. if you
Irony,
like.
that gets... You can get away with a lot with irony.
You certainly can. Alright, now listen, here's an important question. What puppet do you like most? Orville the Duck, that Swedish chef from the Muppets, Roland Rat, or Bagpuss, says Coxie Somerville from
Bagpuss.
Dunfermline. Why?
Because he's got pathos, he's a slightly tragic figure. He goes, he's not tired, he's not trying to steal the limelight.
It's not, is he? He's world weary.
Yeah.
You can see he's bored by the idea of the show being about him.
But the clever thing about Bagpuss is he's an idiot, it doesn't understand, he goes, why would we do that? He's an idiot, but he has a special dream and they all watch his dream.
Exactly.
He has a vivid, lucid
He's
dream.
basically God. He's Bishop Berkeley's version of God. When Bagpuss sleeps, everyone sleeps.
And Bagpuss was just a silly old... But what about the end, when it all ends and it goes and
Brilliant.
the mice went back to the organ, and when
Children's
Bagpuss
telly's
went to
not
sleep,
good.
all the mice went to sleep. And then it goes out and Bagpuss was just a silly old soppy old cat, but
Exactly.
Emily loved him.
Yeah.
That broke my heart, that.
Yeah, well, you should do.
Well, Emily didn't love him that much, she's
Left him in
barely
that
ever
shop.
there.
She was barely there and he was for sale in that shop. Why didn't she take
She
him out
couldn't
back?
afford him. Emily would come round, play with him, know that she couldn't afford
Why
him.
is she allowed in the shop?
Because it was a
No,
kindly shop.
Emily was supplied the shop with stuff. She used to
She'd
bring
give
something.
Bagpuss there. She's like a slave
I
trader.
bought a DVD of it and watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
And then one of the extra deleted scenes was trying
Emily,
to flog Bagpuss.
with a
Emily.
woodbine hanging out her mouth. Go on, take him off me hands, I'll give you a
She
deal.
looked like Sonia out of EastEnders.
Little bags under her eyes and sovereign rings on, knocking out Bagpusses.
She
Poor
treated
sod.
Bagpuss very badly.
She did actually, but Bagpuss does it. The Swedish chef, he was a bit manic, wasn't he? The Swedish chef, and like chopping things
Yeah, he was
up,
a bit
too
annoying,
aggressive. Roland Rat, I liked his confidence.
Hated him.
I don't like him.
Oh come on, he was confident.
He's alright.
Confident. He was
Orville,
annoying.
it was not. He was annoying. He was annoying. Orville the duck.
No.
Sentimental.
I like the
little
monkey.
dickhead. Cuddles the monkey.
Cuddles.
Why? Because he was naughty.
Do you know what I liked most about him? Was when his face screwed up, you could see Keith's fist. You could actually
Within
see.
zero.
You could see the shape of a man. Yeah, you could see the outline of Keith's fist. It just
What a
became a
lovely
glove.
piece of language that is.
You
When
could
his
see-
face scrunched up, you
When
could
you
see
screw up your
Keith's
face, I can see Keith's fist. I can see Keith's fist emanating out your scrunchy little plastic
I can
mouth.
imagine you whispering that into Keith Harris's ear.
I can't see your fist, Keith. You want to back your ideas up, son.
Cuddles reminds me of you, Russell Brand.
I'm not like Cuddles, the
You are.
monkey, am
You
I?
and Trevor's a bit like Orville.
So you could be like Keith Harris.
Fly.
Yeah, you are a bit like that, Trev.
No, I don't
Hang on, we
rate
might be
that.
alienating kids who don't know
Know
who
what
these
these
people
things
are.
mean.
don't
Right, the
like
puppets
those
from the
kids.
old days.
Let's talk about Power Rangers.
Right, I like the red one.
Brilliant.
Nice red costume. Looks nice, doesn't he? Alright then, good old life. So, Sarah, you alright there having a chuckle? Competition winner? Go, what microphone works? Does the one work? Sarah, go over here and let's quiz you about things. Now, like, let's get to the nub of this problem. Sarah, you won the Sonic Enigma.
Yes.
Well, come closer, darling.
Yes.
What is it? What was it? Stand near it like how we are. What was the prize that, what was the thing that you guessed? What were we doing?
Stooges. I want to be your dog.
And it was me. You don't have to do it in that accent.
I can't help it.
Alright, fair enough. Now, me and Matt did a little sketch and you guessed it from that, did you?
Yeah,
It's good, wasn't it?
that's very good.
Yeah. Do you think the standard of the Sonic Enigma has plummeted this week?
No,
Because it's just Matt.
no,
I mean, it's
not
just
at all.
Trev doing that thing.
No, it's good this week.
You're glad Trev's back.
Yeah, very much.
Now, you've been here before, haven't you?
No.
Making it look like we've got about
No.
5 listeners. Because Richie is the postman that's been here before, famed for defecating on someone's lawn. So, like, how is it that of all our many, many hundreds of listeners, that you two people have returned? How have you done this?
We're not weird.
No, I don't think you are weird. I think you're lovely. But how have you managed to manipulate the system in this fashion?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm curious about it. Well, you just kept entering.
No, I'm just clever.
No, I don't know that that's true. It's
People are
suspicious.
clever, they'll keep rising to the top.
The clever will rise to the top in your Nazi society.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
I ain't Nazi, you little supremacist, yeah? Right, okay, well, I'm glad you're here as well, and I'm glad your husband... Are you married? Yeah, we are. Thank God for that, because otherwise young Scarlett is not illegitimate. I was terrified for a moment there. You alright, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Good girl, isn't you? Right, okay, Matthew, do you remember when we spoke to that woman? She was called Jo, and listen to this letter, this will remind you. Freud's chest of drawers is the subject.
I remember.
Good morning, my old piece of porcelain. Having listened again to our beautiful and heartfelt conversation about my chest of drawers on yesterday's show, I blush at the suggestion that I'm perhaps a bit of a dog and use my sparkling wit and charm and anecdotes about Freud to win friends rather than relying on my canine features. Fortunately for you, me, Matt of Green Gables, the staff of my local Tesco's and the good Lord above, I'm quite nice to look at in a cherubic, is she really Shirley Temple way. Actually, I realise... Oh, crikey. Naturally, I'll be honest, if you did come down next week...
Dictate about broadcasting to children, but listen to you reading out an email. It's just baffling.
But these are just... I'm just reading the words that this young lady Jo has put
She
down
got a picture
for
of
us.
herself.
She's actually printed a picture of Shirley Temple.
Well, there's your first clue.
Right. She's not put a picture of herself. Now, come on, Jo. Face up to it. But anyway, it doesn't matter what you look like, but just don't lie about it.
Why are you lying?
Why are you lying?
We're
Be
not angry,
honest.
we're disappointed.
I'm furious. Should we listen to Breathless?
This is a really good song. I love this song.
Let's listen to it. Get into it. Just chill out and have a listen to Nick Cave.
All right, let's listen.
Alright. That there were Breathless by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Nice, wasn't it?
Very good song.
Well, it's made us feel a little bit enlightened and enlivened. I feel better now, having heard that. I had some grapes. You alright, Trev?
Well, my ear's pinching, mate.
Well, it's because you're wearing those ridiculous pixie ears bought in by the competition winners.
Well, you know, I thought I'd better if they'd made that effort, you know. Put a bit
I
more.
suppose so. Hold on a minute.
But
What's
then
that,
half
Cooper?
pinch.
Oh my God, Cooper! Apparently the whole show's gone off the rails since Trevor's return. We've got Noel Gallagher on the phone. He don't like his surname. You right, Noel?
Yeah, man, how are you?
Yeah, really quite well, thanks. You sound a bit lethargic. What are you doing?
I don't know, I feel a bit lethargic today.
Why are you lethargic? I've never heard you sound like this. You feel like you sound tearful.
I think I'm still getting over jet lag from I've been in America.
What are you doing? Travelling around promoting your forthcoming greatest hits record?
That and shopping.
Shopping?
Well, that and shopping.
You can do that anywhere.
Yeah, but not like here.
What, in New York?
Yeah, well, New York's better, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. You know, I mean, that sounds to me like the kind of anti-Anglo-Saxon sentiments that could very well bring this nation down, Noel. You want to cheer up, be a bit more bloody upbeat.
Well, like you.
Yes, have a sort of a vague sense of mania about you. Now, when I spoke to you the other day, you were threatening, like, in a quite frankly adolescent way, to get really, really drunk because you were doing some interviews with Paul Weller.
That's right.
What ended up happening?
Well, ended up getting really, really drunk. We were doing an interview for Esquire magazine. It was supposed to take 2 hours. It took 6.5.
Because it took 6.5 hours to do an interview?
Yeah.
He never even says anything, Paul Weller, just looks all sultry and perhaps might occasionally give you an aggressive kiss, as he once did me.
I you know, because you said send him aggressively a man hug, I think, was it?
I said aggressive affection sent to him. I hope you didn't mangle that and now make him think I'm after him.
Yeah, well, I actually might have.
Oh no. Don't, 'cause I reckon he's handy.
But I left him at God knows what time talking to a kebab.
Really? He was just chatting away to a kebab?
I think he was conversing with a kebab about
blimey.
Buddha and the Small Faces.
They might get somewhere. the pair of them. Right, so
what have you been up to?
Right, okay, I got regressed into past lives. Turns out in, like, one past life I was a French medieval peasant called Candine, watching a banquet getting prepared, all resentful and regretful about it. And then in another bit of a past life, I was hanging out in a graveyard, eating a crow. And then in another bit, I was in a sort of a lovely Amazonian forest. So, there.
What do you mean you got regressed?
I got, like, they lay you down on a you should have this done. They lay you down on the couch, right, and go, right, oh, hypnotise, I'm gonna count down to 10, you're gonna be really suggestible, and when I count to 15, you will remember episodes of Catweasel and Blackadder, and recite them back to us as a reclaimed memory. Right,
Does it work?
Well, it does a bit. You sort of, you get these vague images and stuff like that. You get images. You think, I wonder what that image is, but you think that it could have been stuff off the telly. Are you sure you're not just dreaming though? Well, also, do you feel a little bit under pressure to come up with something in case the man gets fed up with you? Do you know what I mean? Don't hurt his feelings. That and hypnotism and magicians, they just don't wash with me. Well, Trevor Locke's back here, Noel. Perhaps you cocky lucky.
All right, the hell you know.
I'm very well. Don't sound so pensive.
Yeah, Trevor, you do sound pensive.
Why am I pensive? I am a bit pensive, yeah.
Trevor's got all sorts of mumbo-jumbo beliefs about the reality being a hologram. You believe in reincarnation, don't you, Trev?
Well, I don't believe in it, but I think it's plausible, isn't it? Why not?
No, it can't be. I think life's far too special to get more than one go at it.
Oh,
that's
lovely nice. What a lovely normal working class view.
It's a cop-out for people like yourself, Brand. Who's maybe stuck in the past to think, well, I'll be alright next time.
Oh, I'm alright this time. I've been nice, except I can't bear to be alone.
Yes, but your earlier years were spent in squalor with dirty fingernails and syringes.
Yeah, there was a mucky affair then, but now, blimey, look at the way I live. I'm here there's a 10-year-old child here, she's never been happier. Right, Scarlett, you alright? There, that was her. That certainly wasn't me throwing my voice.
If that wasn't the personification of happiness, I don't know what was.
Wasn't it? It was beautiful to hear that. It was like a Lionel Bart song, wasn't it? Yeah.
Somebody clip around the ear then.
I struck her in the throat to elicit that response, Noel, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm not having hypnotism or any of that malarkey.
I'd like to do that. Hey, right, you're supposed to come on our show, on our television programme on E4. You've been very unreliable about it. So, look, what we want is, can we come round and film a VT item with you, where we film you doing stuff and muck around with you a bit? Yeah.
To be quite honest, Russell, all this just started on that fateful night out when I came to see your bloody stand-up league.
Don't say that so ruefully.
You're like a Jehovah's Witness. No, right. The short answer to that is no.
Come on!
The longer answer is, I don't really get up to that. You can't come and mess around with me.
Because you're funny.
Because you're going to bring, what's his name? Your mate.
Oh, Matt.
Matt, dressed as some bizarre character from the future.
We were going to do that. It's exactly what we were planning to do.
There's no chance, man.
Come on, we'll come round, we'll rifle through your girlfriend's underwear drawers and we'll laugh. You'll enjoy it. We'll all dress up in her knickers and give each other cuddles.
Well, why didn't you say that in the first place? Wednesday good for you?
Wednesday! Dressing up as Noel Gallagher's girlfriend and getting off with him. And her! Why not? She's attractive, your girlfriend. How long do you think you can cling on to her for?
How long will I cling on to her for?
Yeah, come on.
Until she finds out that it's all been an elaborate ruse. I don't know, I've been with her 6 years now. Forever, I would guess.
No, you're quite a nice person, really, aren't you? Sentimental, about, life special, getting on with your girlfriend.
Well, being a Gemini, right, I have two sides. I have someone, my yin is someone who's very, very, very peace and love.
Yeah.
And then my yang is someone who's just like, you what?
Right, now listen, you just said you don't believe in mumbo-jumbo. You've just now gone to Gemini, yin and yang. You believe in it. In a minute you'll be throwing I Ching sticks or whatever it is. Going, oh, crikey, I'm not going outside today. It'll be bad for me mojo. When's your birthday, then?
My birthday is May the 29th, 1967.
Ah, lovely. We'll get you something. I'm a Gemini as well, Noel, as it turns out.
When's your birthday?
4th of June, 1975.
You're two-faced like me, you see.
I'm not two-faced. Why would you? What an announcement for you pair to make between
All right, well, let's take a little straw poll in the studio. Trevor Locke.
Yes.
Hello.
Russell Brand, two-faced, yes or no?
Well, he's got many faces, I think.
Many faces! I am a Hydra!
Matt?
Not two-faced in that negative way, but he can wear certain masks.
What are you, mate? What about, alright, okay, right, there's no one else really left to ask, because no one else...
That little girl.
Right, Scarlett, come here, dear, I'll have to pick her up. Scarlett, talk to Noel Gallagher! This is a great privilege for you. You've known me about 17 minutes, do you think I'm an honest man?
Yeah.
Nice man?
Yeah.
Would you say that the music of Oasis is derivative and lazy?
Yeah.
Good girl!
Oh, don't say that.
No, I love Oasis. We were only earlier on talking about, Trev was going on about Master Plan, or whatever weren't even on an album.
Master Plan's a good song.
Hey, Scarlett. Grow up.
You've been
Start getting on my face about my tunes.
He's blaming Scarlett. That's really good.
Can I ask Noel about the Master Plan?
Go on then.
No, that song, The Master Plan, I listened to it on the radio coming in this morning.
Yeah.
Isn't there a book called The Master Plan? Did you read a book called The Master Plan? and then that's
Read
what
a
you wrote
book,
the
Noel
song about.
Gallagher. Come on.
The Master Plan, no. I haven't read a book called The Master
Why are
Plan.
you saying
But
that?
that song is quite a spiritual message in it, isn't it? It's got sort of
Thank
like
you very much. Funnily enough, I wrote that on the back of, where did I write that? I wrote that in
Drunk
Hotel
woman.
in Tokyo.
You wrote it in Tokyo on the back of what, mate?
On the back, I've got the original lyrics I found the other day on the back of just some nondescript pieces of paper.
Nondescript. Give us some things like that.
But I was, you know, I guess I was feeling a bit cosmic that day.
yeah.
It's a
You
good
know,
song.
but the master plan is, no, I've not read that book.
Well, it's a
Who's
bit,
it
but
by anyway?
I don't know. 'Cause someone told me about it. Again, it's about
What was it
reality
about?
being.
Rather
I don't
take
know. It's
their
sort of
word over mine, would you? They just told you, did they?
This person, this mysterious
They
Trevor.
said
What is the
Trevor.
theme of the master plan? What's it about? The book.
well, like Noel's song, that there's some sort of plan that don't worry. I mean, things are going to happen as they will always happen, and if you sort of open your mind to it, you'll see that there is a meaning to everything.
So is your book, is your song master plan about there being a divine force guiding us all, Noel?
I don't really. I don't really believe in an almighty, an all-seeing eye, or an all-guiding force at all. It's about. I think, if memory serves me correctly, it's about. It should have been really called. Just let it go. Whatever will be, will be. Do you know what I mean?
It's a nice song, but I think whatever will be has already been written as a song.
No, that's the case. There are.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your version of that. No, it's nice that we've discovered this more spiritual, reflective aspect of your nature today.
Well, I don't. I can't. I kind of believe in the universe, right? But I don't believe that there's a God that controls. You know, that's there kind of with his guiding hand. The fellow with the beard.
You think he's an indifferent, cold God?
No, I don't believe in God.
Just an energy.
No God.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't.
Doesn't mean there's not a plan, though, does it?
Doesn't mean there's not a master plan. Dance if you wanna dance.
It's only a stupid pop song, right? Just don't, you know.
It is, exactly. It's only a stupid pop song, but it does, make your Sunday morning journey into Six music a little bit better.
Does make it better. Perhaps we should play more Oasis on this radio station.
We've
Is it
never
on
played Oasis on this,
terrible.
apart from when Noel was in.
I really like the song Songbird, but I think Liam wrote that.
Yeah, Liam wrote that. Now that's spiritual.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, well, it's a song about his bird.
Oh, really? It's called Songbird, and it's a song about his bird.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, song bird.
Songbird. But what to call it?
I just wrote a song about me missus. I don't know what to call it. Songbird?
Songbird, pen on paper, moving across paper now, giving it to Noel, making him work out the arrangement, bird. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely and spiritual in its lovely way. So, alright, we're going to be haranguing you to do a VT with us for our programme,
I'm
Noel.
not doing it.
Do it, come on.
No, we want him as a guest on the channel.
He's doing that as well, he's already
Yeah,
agreed
no, I'm
to
going
that.
to go on. I'm
Oh.
going to go on the TV, and I'm doing your little
Yeah.
gig, and then I'm going to come around and clean your flat, and then I'm going to get Matt a bird, and then, you know, all that malarkey, and then, you know, we're going to announce Trevor Lockie's, you know, arrival
Careful.
in show business that night at the gig, and all that carry on. It's all going to go on. And if anything, I'll bring you the shirt off me back.
I'd like that, yeah. So November 2nd we're doing that gig for Focus 12 at Coco. You're coming on our Channel 4 show when we transfer from E4 to Channel 4, alright? Seems I think we've milked you for just about everything we can.
Oh, I tell you what I was going to do. I was going to come in and see you next Sunday, innit, with old Rolls Royces that are clogging up my garage.
Come in and give us a Rolls Royce, for Christ's sake. It's about time you started
we're in Leicester
carried
then
on
next
like Elvis. Oh, we're in Leicester. We're in Leicester.
Take a spin over to Leicester. We're doing some stand-up there.
Yeah, we're on tour, aren't we?
Well, all three of you.
Yeah, 'cause we're doing...
Yeah, I'll get dragged along.
What, do you follow him everywhere, you two, then?
We have to.
Not into the lavatory
Like
often,
early
but
at Malt.
occasionally. No, because, like,
We're doing the
Trevor's doing
radio
my
show.
support
I do
with
my
the
own
radio
stand-up.
show.
Oh, but you're doing the show from Leicester?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, what would have to be the Sunday after, then, wouldn't it?
Has to be the Sunday after. Could it be the Sunday after? No.
Yeah, it could be.
Or one week we're in Manchester, you could
That's
have
the
a
Sunday
homecoming.
after. I
Because
think
I'm
we're in
going to
Manchester.
travel all the way to Manchester.
Come on, come to
On a
Manchester.
train to give you two toy Rolls Royces that cost $4.99 each.
Why not? It'd be nice. It'd be
Why not?
sentimental. Be
I
alright.
don't know. Maybe I might have something better to do.
I very much
Pick
doubt
my
it.
toenails.
I bet you're sat in your dressing gown now, watching goals on Sunday with tears in your eyes.
Actually, I'm sat in a smoking jacket with a fez on.
What a lovely image.
And my missus is on the doorstep with one of those blunderbusters like from Laura and Hardy.
You're every inch the country gent in char.
Well, one has to be, you know.
Well, you've really, I'll
I've
tell you
lived my
what,
life in the city.
you've clambered up that social ladder, you really have. You're
That was a-
teetering
that
at the
was a-
top like Harold
I'm
Lloyd.
drunk
lyrical
free
quote
for my
from
working
himself.
class shackled at last. Damn them.
I'm glad you freed yourself.
I have them.
All right then. Well, we're off now. Then it's lovely to talk to you. Go back to dicking around in your fez, and then I'll talk to you soon.
I'm going to be now humming The Israelites by Desmond Dekker all morning with my fez on.
Why not?
Yeah, why not indeed?
Go on, get into it.
Right, I'll speak to you in the week, Russell, no doubt. You can blag me to try and do something else to further your career.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. I'll see if I...
no, see if you can. You will.
I will. I want to do percussion for your forthcoming album.
Matt and Russell.
Bye. Take care, bye.
See you later, mate.
Bless him. Oh, there he goes. Right, so Trevor, do the Sonic Enigma again, because guess what we've had? We've had complaints that it is opaque, difficult, obscure, and that you've obfuscated the song in the rendering of the Enigma.
Good.
So, go on, do it again.
Have we not had any right answers?
No one can get it.
Yeah.
Make it easier.
People are just writing tearful text messages, all baffled.
Right, put me here. Oh. No, spit on my shoe and then it will make me stick.
Right, this is the problem.
That's why, because you don't need those...
Right, he's saying spit on my shoe now.
Put me in a plant
That's
pot.
not part of it, is it? If
I
you
think
think
we
we now know what the answer is,
You're
come
going to
back.
have to lie me down.
Right, let's me and you do a bit. Right.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
Yeah.
Right, okay then. I'm teetering. I'm finding it ever so difficult to stand.
I'm trying to stand you, but
I don't seem to be able to.
Well, perhaps if you could let me try and stand you, we'll help you in this fashion.
There's an extra clue there.
yeah.
Right, so that's it. That's the Sonic Enigma. We're in Leicester next week, so if you live in the Midlands and you know what we just done,
Bear in mind this clue. I'm having it difficult to keep you perpendicular.
Only people in Leicester apply.
you can reply if you're near Leicester or if you're prepared to come to
Ashby
Leicester.
de la Jouche, then apply.
Where we're doing our stand up and our radio show up there, and then we're in Sheffield the next day. Have a look at russellbrand.tv and have a look at the dates. Go on that fan site. I did do a type in motion there. Oh, the intro. Alright, come on, what are we going to listen to now then?
It's a John Peel session of Nirvana.
A Peel session of Nirvana. Oh my god, just listen. Nirvana. They're in session with John Peel there.
Yeah, 1990.
Oh,
It's a Wipers song. It's good.
nice. You're right, you're cold bothering you, mate.
Yes.
Shall we listen to the news? Let's listen to the news. Let's find out what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on?
No.
Let's listen to the news. Oh, come on, everybody! It must have been exciting, mustn't it, to have been alive in the days when or you know, young, when that happened, mustn't it, Trev? Would it have been exciting?
That was a thrilling record, even now. I mean, I just wanted to
Woo! Woo! Sexy, innit? No wonder people feel
Brilliant.
friend by
Has
rock and
the
roll.
acoustic guitar ever sounded more visceral?
Has it ever sounded more visceral, Trev? Have you ever been more pompous
sound
and
visceral.
snooty?
It's visceral about
I don't know
visuals.
what's wrong with that. I don't know what.
You can't sound visceral.
Yes, you
Right,
can.
this is the Brad Show. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Lock there debating, it seems, semantics. So, we've got Andrew O'Neill here. Hello, let's create atmosphere for Andrew O'Neill, the comedian Andrew O'Neill. Hello, dear. Thanks for coming, Andrew O'Neill.
all right.
You are a comedian and a friend of mine and an anarchist, aren't you?
Yes, I'm those three things.
Well, it's odd, isn't it? Because being a friend of mine and a comedian, in a way, it's conforming to at least two ideas. A true anarchist would go, I'm not your friend and I'm not a comedian.
But see what I've done there is I've subverted the very idea of anarchism.
Blimey,
You've
even
seen.
anarchy itself has been subverted.
I think
So,
we've misunderstood anarchy there.
Trevor Lock, talking about anarchy as the world turned topsy-turvy. What was your point about anarchy, Trev?
Well, I don't think anarchy isn't that you don't understand the meaning of words.
That would be a bit anarchic, though, Trev.
Trying to put me in a box again, Trevor.
Stop fencing in Andrew. He's entitled to be an anarchist. Now, we're here to promote something.
That's right.
Tell us about it,
tonight
mate.
there's a gig at the Hackney Empire, and it's part of the No to ID campaign.
Right, what's this? It's a campaign so that people don't have to have ID cards.
Yeah, and the
Right.
database that's associated with it.
Why would it be bad for people to have ID cards?
Because it changes your relationship with the government. It means that you become a subject rather than a citizen.
I would like a bit more of a serious nature tomorrow. At the moment, me and the government, we see each other occasionally.
Just sort of flirty and...
Flirty, sexual.
Is there a lack of commitment there, Russell?
There's no
That's
commitment.
very
from
unlikely.
me. Okay, so it makes us subjects. What would that be for them power over us? I mean, they go,
Yeah.
look at that, look at their database.
And they've got all of your different details on a big computer.
What kind of details might they have?
Well,
Criminal
first of all,
record?
they've got your criminal record. They've left it open. It's a very clever piece of legislation, so they can basically put anything on it if they decide to.
Oh, they
So
could later on
medical
change it and
records.
go, right, first they go, look, it's
books you
just to
borrow.
help, it's just helpful
right.
because there's too many bloody illegal immigrants.
That's right.
So they say that initially, then they'll go, oh, also, we're going to be able to come around your house, kick your door in and put you in jail
Is
if
that
you...
okay? We will need to,
Right,
to help
okay.
stop terrorists or something.
So
Right.
what information is on there now?
But at the moment, it kicks in basically now in October. So when you go and get a passport now, you have to go on the database. So there's your, it'll be things like your address, your date of birth, and then it's all your addresses where you've ever lived, and then it's open to things like
bills I didn't pay.
things like your credit history. It's open to having anything like that on it. Because
So
of the way
they've got
the
that
legislation
information
works.
anyway. All they're doing is putting it in one place.
Yeah, but it's the one place thing that's the problem, and it's the fact that you will have to have one. as
They
well.
can use
There's
this
no
to
choice
subjugate
involved.
us. Trevor's got a question,
And
Andrew.
what's
the bad thing about this? What is the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is, say for example, a government comes in that we really genuinely don't like.
Yeah.
Say, I don't know,
military
something
coup.
really right wing. Yeah, for example,
Yeah.
they'll have details on everyone. They'll have your political history. It's open to all these things. It's open to massive abuse,
Oh,
and also
no.
civil servants throughout the country will have access to the database.
And they'll be able to
So
just look up
yeah,
stuff.
it's a public. It's not a. It's a private company that are setting it all up.
The same civil servants that were having it off with people to see if they could come in the country. Remember when that scandal happened?
That's right.
Awful business, right? So I'm, as you know, quite into giving commitment to things that I scarcely understand, and I'm throwing my weight behind this thing that I don't properly understand. All I know is I'm against governments. I'm against them. Except
Wow.
you do need, the road or whatever it is.
That's not the official line, but go with it.
I'm going with this, right. I'm against that government, so there's probably some tickets left, are there still?
There are some tickets left.
To raise money for this
Dara
event.
O'Brien's headline. It's at the
Brilliant
Hackney Empire
comedian.
tonight. We've got Lucy Porter, Daniel Kitson, Will Hodgson, Paul Sinner.
All brilliant comedians.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
I'm so rich, I'm embarrassed by it, particularly as it's an anarchist event.
Yeah.
So there you are. So, alright then,
I don't
that's
think
good.
No to ID would like me saying it's an anarchist event.
Right,
I
it's
think
not
a
anarchist
very,
event.
It's a very civilised.
We're
There'll be no
civilised.
punk music involved.
There will
It'll
be no punk. We're civilised.
Not gonna break anything.
We just don't want this bloody ID card. They hold them. They have them in other European countries, though, don't they? Spain
not
or
the same
something.
system.
Oh, it's a different system. Right, we've ruined. That's that argument out the window.
There must be some positives.
What positive
sure there
things?
will be.
Would we get coupons? If there are coupons,
Green Shield stamps. They're going back to the Green Shield stamps. You have to lick them and stick them in a book.
Would it be like World Cup coins?
Yeah,
Where you can get,
you can get a decanter.
I mean, that I'd be into.
Oh, the LSE have estimated it's going to cost £19 billion.
Oh, that's money we could spend on.
But
Matthew,
what does the London School of Economics know about that sort of thing?
What does
That's what they seem to be saying.
That's right, they're ignoring that. There's something else I'm angry about as
Spend
well.
£1 billion on a mosque, maybe.
A nice
and
mosque.
and then you'll probably reduce terrorists. Yeah, the biggest and best mosque in the world. And then I think
Hang on, that
the
won't-
terrorists will go.
okay.
But, okay.
Well, if we build a nice mosque, it might be helpful. Right, Andrew, I'm prepared to back your crackpot theories.
Exclusive.
It should be like at airports where there's a temple where any religion can go there.
Yeah.
Let's have some more
Let's
of
have
them.
a mixed temple.
Mixed temple, anyone can go there except Trevor Locke, who we know would ultimately abuse the rugs in
It's
some way or
tonight
another.
at the Hackney Empire.
Tonight at the Hackney
It's
Empire, what time?
£12.50. It's at 7:30.
You can buy tickets on hackneyempire.co.uk.
Right, Hackney Empire, it's a really beautiful theatre, lots of great history. The March Brothers perform there, Laurel and Hardy perform there. Oh, who's this young man coming through the mist of time? Why, it's Russell Brand has performed there, got to the final of the Hackney Empire final, one of the most significant gigs of my life, right?
Why are you looking at me, trying to sell it to me?
Because I want you to believe me. I came fourth, I
Who
believe.
won that one?
I think, I can't remember the name of the lad that won. He was really good though, I can't remember his name
He
though.
does remember, it's
Bill.
etched into his heart.
I see him when I dream. I think it was called Paul. I can't remember. I didn't
Phil or
that.
Paul or someone.
I don't know. I can't
Where's
find
he
the
now,
call.
Russell?
Right, where is
Not
he?
on the- not on
if
the
we had an
radio.
ID card system, we'd know, Andrew. If only we could monitor them.
Right.
It could be anywhere, just loose in society.
All of a sudden, you've overturned my view on this quickly.
So it's nice to track people down and monitor folks. No, you know, we're against politics anyway. We was discussing it earlier. None of us have ever voted. What?
I'm not. Again, I don't want to align the No to ID campaign with being against politics.
Is he responsible for being against politics? The notion of against it. I'm against politics, who gets what, where, when. And that's an idea I don't like. I think we should just see what happens.
I think, if anything, we're in favour of politics.
In fact, politics would be good. But what are we against? ID cards.
And the database that's associated with it.
When
Not the
do we
actual
want
card
them?
itself. If
Never.
they just gave us all out a little card, that'd be
That'd be
alright.
right, useful.
But charging £20 billion worth of taxpayers' money. And then
For
you've
a
got to pay
little
90 quid each for it as well. And you don't
You have to buy it?
Oh yeah, and,
Oh,
you,
I
don't,
don't
and you
have
won't
that.
even get to own it. You won't, it's
They
not
can
actually
take it back
yours.
like a
They can
train
hang on.
ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And are the police allowed to stop you at any time and make you present it?
Do you know what?
I'd be
It's
good at that.
open-ended.
Hello,
They're not
I've got
saying,
my
they're not
ID
saying they
card.
can't. But if you're going to have an ID card system, there's no point having it unless it's mandatory.
And what are they sneaking this through under terrorism laws?
Yeah. I imagine when terrorists go to buy their bombs, and the man behind the counter says, "Can I see your ID card?" And they go, "Foiled!" I don't really.
Is there any sort of special chip or to stop people faking them?
Yes, but, you know, if it's made by a person, it can be faked by another person.
Andrew, you've...
Why can't we have
these
chips
ideas.
implanted in us?
What? Matthew! That's
some people
suggesting a
don't
system
like
where people have chips. Terrible system. Trev, you alright? Have you got any vague points to make about this?
No, I don't understand
I can see a look in Trevor's eyes, like the more I'm talking, the more he thinks this is a wonderful idea.
Trevor, you'll never bring Trevor around. He's just, probably, the idea of chips probably is exciting to him. He likes robots. He still thinks Metal Mickey's his granddad. Poor soul. So, okay, I'll tell you what we should do then. Go to that Hackney Empire thing tonight. Be good, 12:50. It's for a good cause. We don't want to live under a sort of draconian state where everyone can look into our private affairs.
But what if the government knew when your birthday was and sent you a card?
Oh, no, that'll be nice, wouldn't it, on your wedding?
I'm not going to do this gig now.
Yeah, but
The birthday thing that's lovely. It's like MySpace when everyone knows it's your birthday.
Well,
everyone knows it's your birthday.
You always get
Everyone knows
celebrated.
where you are.
And
when
your
you've been
medical
online.
records, they'd know when you were a bit ill and send you a little card.
That's true.
Sorry to hear you've been a bit ill. I've got Cooper anyway, my mobile phone, who just keeps me out of trouble really. Sometimes I'll try and send a text message, Cooper won't send it. Sometimes I'll be like, trying to ring up a girl, Cooper will say no signal. Cooper is guiding me through life. And if these ID cards be anything like little Cooper, I say back 'em! No, we're against the ID cards. We're coming out as against ID cards on this show, and I'm prepared to do something wacky and ill-considered to get this message across.
That's just what we need, Russell.
What we need to associate with this campaign is ill-thought-out lunacy.
People who are slightly famous get a really big one with glitter on it.
Oh my god, a glitter card. Show me where to sign. I want my glitter card. Want it now.
You have a little hologram of your face. As you move it round, you smile.
Oh god, get me
Like Shakespeare.
It's like when I was on the escalators at Tottenham Court Road. I want it. More fame. Hang those that speak of less. No, right, we're against it because it's bad. Right, so, Andrew, I'm right behind your campaign. Go to it. Anyway, even if you don't
Hackney
care.
Empire, tonight.
Even if you think that the government should be allowed to come around people's houses, tie you up and kick your head in, still good to see Dara O'Brien for 12:50.
Yeah.
And loads of other comics as well. Lucy Poor, she's good, you're good.
Yep. Kevin Eldon.
Kevin Eldon, brilliant to see Kevin Eldon.
Will Hodgson. Gary Lestrade.
Will Hodgson,
Lucy
brilliant.
Porter.
Didn't mention Kevin Eldon the first time.
Well,
It's an embarrassment of
there.
riches.
perhaps if there'd been a database,
I know.
then it would have been easier.
I'm doing it as well.
Andrew's there.
Ah.
So, okay, well, thank you very much. We'll do that. That sounds good then.
Brilliant.
There
Thank
it
you,
is. That has
Russell.
been consider that promoted. It's been promoted, isn't it? We've promoted that.
Well promoted.
We've properly promoted
Comprehensively,
it.
I think.
Properly been promoted. It's at the Hackney Empire. It's on the 7:30. It's 12:50. Loads of good comics, good cause. What more could people want?
Job done.
Job done. Matthew, what are we going to listen to, old bean?
I think we're going to listen to the Charlatans.
The Charlatans doing what? We're so pretty, we're so pretty, you're so pretty, we're so pretty.
It's the 06 mix.
Let's listen to the 06 mix.
You're so pretty, we're so pretty, 06 mix the Charlatans, Rouse Branch on 6 music with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke. Right, Matt?
Yeah.
Trev, you're right.
I'm all right. Yes, I'm very excited.
We're approaching the end of the show now, and I think it can only be described in these terms. A triumph. What would you say, Trev?
A Ford Fiesta.
Oh, you silly boy. Are you happy to be back on the show, Trevor?
I'm delighted to be back on the
It's
show.
lovely, lovely to have you here. It's an absolute joy.
Can I just
Go
say,
on. Yes, please.
something? Do you know that I'm going to be doing some stand-up comedy with you?
Oh, God, no. When? I'm joking. When?
We're going on tour.
We're going on tour?
Yeah, do you know what I'm doing tonight?
What are you doing?
I'm doing a warm-up gig to practice so that I'm really good when I do it with you.
Good, because I do not want you nosing up our tour with your substandard, mediocre, tired, derivative, lazy stand-up. Where are you practicing?
Tonight I'm practicing in the Orange Room
Yeah.
in Southampton.
Right. Oh, the Orange Room in Southampton.
Going all the way there to do that?
Yeah.
That's with Colin. He's a nice lad, Ian.
Yeah. So I was wondering if anybody's in the Southampton area and they'd like to come along.
Well, people are in the Southampton area, Trevor. Otherwise it'd be like a ghost town, wouldn't it? What would happen?
I've never been there. For me, it doesn't exist.
Well, it exists. Let me tell you. I went there once and I had a mad, mad night.
Okay.
It was alright. That was the old days. You alright, Matthew?
Yes.
Have you got anything you want to promote?
Just the idea of peace.
Oh, you lovely, beautiful boy, Matt. I don't think I've ever been more proud of you, or in fact, proud of you at all ever. Scarlet! 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 Her contribution has been negligible. No! You've been great. You've been lovely. Come here, you lovely thing. 10 years old, all perfect. Right, so have you enjoyed being on the show? Speak loud.
Yes.
What bit was the best bit?
Everything.
Everything. Did you enjoy adapting my West Ham t-shirt so that it'll be slightly more camp?
Yes.
Well done, you cut the neck out of it, didn't you? I'm running a one-man sweatshop. It's good, isn't it, though? It just made a 10-year-old. Like, I realised as I was doing it, you kind of never complain about the use of sweatshops when you yourself
So
run
what,
one.
hang on, what did Scarlett have to do for you?
Like, the neck of my West Ham t-shirt's too restrictive, and so I thought...
Oh, you poor boy.
I tell you what, sometimes I'm down there, I'm trying to sing a bloody chant or something, and it's all restrictive around my necky bobs. Also, I get a rash. So, Scarlett cut it out.
So when you go to the football, you have a little t-shirt on standby. Put that on, then they won't beat me up.
Pop that on, I might be able to pass as one of the chaps. Yeah, that's right. I do wear a t-shirt or a scarf or some indicator.
Some accoutrement.
Accoutrement of inclusivity is essentially what it is, Matthew, yes. So, right, okay, we've got the winner of the Sonic Enigma on the line. Well, we don't know if she's won yet. She might get it wrong, won't she, Matt?
Oh, come on, let's drop the act.
Let's drop the facade. Hey, come on. Are you there, Gemma?
I am.
How are you, dear? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
Where in God's holy name are you?
I'm in Leicester.
You're in Leicester, that's convenient.
Lovely Leicester. Going well so far.
If you do win, because we're doing the show from Leicester next week, so our tour's up there, then we're going to Sheffield, so if you win, it's going to be really, really convenient. So, firstly, how are you? Are you okay? Gemma?
She's gone.
Sorry?
Oh, Gemma, what are you doing?
I'm just distracted.
What are you distracted by? Come on, let's get over this. What's distracting
I don't know, I think it's just speaking to you.
Talking to me distracts you from talking to me.
Are you doing something else and not telling us about it?
Oh, Gemma, no. Gemma, no. Please don't use this as an opportunity for deviance. We've got Scarlett here, she's 10.
I'm sorry. Sorry to Scarlett.
I hope you are sorry to Scarlett. We're all sorry to Scarlett. She's already been brought up by a man who poos in a garden as part of his job. And he's a postman. So, you know, the girl suffered. Right, Gemma, what's the song?
It is Can't Stand Me Now by the Libertines.
That is the correct... Is it the correct answer, Trev? Yes! Oh, my God, well done! Well done, we will see you in Leicester. You can bring up to 16 friends with you.
Excellent. I don't know who've got that many, but...
Well, that doesn't matter. Just bring as many as you can, or bring people that you meet on the way to the studio. Check their ID cards first. Oh, no, we haven't got ID cards because of bloody rebels! Right, so, okay then. Alright, Gemma, see you next week, my love. Well done on getting that right. You have understood the mangled mind of Trevor Cockety-Lockety. Take care, my love.
Thank you, bye.
No trouble. See you later, Gemma. G's here. He is Poet Laureate of the show. Mr. G, yes, alright, well done. Right, yeah, okay. Hooray for poetry, G.
Poetry, it's about fear.
Right, it's poetry about fear. Move into the mic, old bean.
A man sat down to have a drink at a bar. He paused to stop and think and then asked the guy next to him, "Do you know who you are?" The second guy took a momentary blink and replied, "Well, I'm the guy sitting next to you." "That's funny," the first guy said with a wink. "I would have given the same answer back to you. Deja vu. But exactly who indeed are you sitting next to?" "I don't know," the second guy decreed. "With no ID, I haven't got a clue. And now I'm scared." We fear the unknown. Unknown quantities, unknown events. We envisage unknown possibilities causing unknown distress. Do we have nothing to fear except fear itself? Or should we wait for an answer or a saviour to appear as we cry for help? It's the return of the Mac. Trevor's back and intact, ready to impart and interact with Russell and Matt. It's the return of the Jedi Master. Obi-Wan's here to blast you with a lyrical lightsaber, Darth Vader to demask you. It's the return of the three amigos. So, the battle for supremacy of the Sonic Enigma egos. So have no fear, the boys are here with a master plan. Are you ready to reload?
Woo, yes! It was a departure! The beginning bit was more metaphorical!
Trevor is not a Jedi Master.
Trevor, you are not a Jedi Master.
The Jedi's returned.
How would you know that?
The Jedi has
He's like, isn't it barely an Ewok?
How would you know that? you
well, I don't think we can have him in the Ewoks. He's making us look idiots, really.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what a Wewok is.
A Wewok, you little nerd. A Wewok, Trevor, is the way you go to the toilet in a cup because you're afraid to go to the bathroom in the night. Right, okay, so that is very nearly the end of the show. It comes out, there's Music Week coming up. I've got a feeling it's going to be a really good music. Why don't you come in here with us? Come in here, Julie. She won't come in. She's offering on the precipice.
Of course,
Let's bring her in here. Don't worry about the rules, man. Yeah, we don't need ID cards. Oh, no, we're crazy. Let's go. Actually, I am against governments. Right. Hello, dear. Julie, how nice of you to join us. What's going to be on Music Week in a minute?
We've got an interview with Ian McCulloch.
Ian McCulloch being interviewed.
The weatherman.
And we're debating the burning issue of the week is which band should come out of retirement.
Right. Okay, that's going to be interesting.
Blockheads with a new frontman.
The Blockheads with a brand new frontman. Yeah, that could be crazy. Okay, well that sounds like an interesting debate. Matthew, do you want to contribute to the debate? We've got nothing to say.
Pixies should do a new album.
Fair enough. There we are. That's a good contribution from Matt Morgan. So stay with us on 6 Music. Text us on 64046 with your contributions. Who should come out of retirement? Scarlett, I'd like to thank you. Sarah, Richard, I'd like to thank you. Sonic Enigma winner, I'd like to thank you, Gemma. And I'd like to thank G and Matt and everybody. Well done, it's been a great show. We'll be in Leicester next week. That would be exciting. Now it's time for a little band called The Libertines with a record that was mimed out by Trev in Racket. What is it going to be, Trev?
This is You Can't Stand Me Now.
You idiot! Thank God he's back. Okay, bye, I love you. Thanks, everyone.